Fermented Reality Beercast, episode 13, May 10th, 2021. On today's episode, we have a remote with Babu. We also have Ken Foutch from Coppertail Brewing. Additionally, we have beer. Mr. Kris McKenzie. Hello, sir.
Ooh.
What are you drinking this fine evening? What is that in your cup?
So the can went back in my cooler, but I'm drinking a Wheeze the Juice from B52. B52 Brewing out of Texas, I believe. Yep.
Where did you source that thing? Is that a Tavor find?
Where the hell you think I sourced it from?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
No, I mean, it's, since
I'll make fun of your Tavor shit if you want me to.
That's fine. Since my local bottle shop closed, I had to source it elsewhere.
There are other bottle shops. They exist.
You know what? Admittedly, I have not gone over to Winthrop yet and checked them out.
Winthrop is the most bottle shop of all bottle shops around you, and you should go because it's owned by a very small owner. And yes.
You're right.
It's
always the food.
He's not Babu.
Juno food stop.
He's not Babu, but he's
no
great.
one's Babu. No one can match Babu.
You gotta buy a house.
Oh,
Dan, it looks like you got a reef donkey from Babu there. Is that what you got?
I do have. I'm sporting the reef donkey from Babu,
nice.
The food stop here in Juno Beach, Florida. Big shout out to Babu. He just did an exclusive interview for us, as well as a tour of his store. And the highlight of that is we got to meet Willie's of Fast Willie's Pizza, Juno Beach. Short little interview. I'd like to call it behind the curtain.
In fact, it's a good time to insert that in right now. It's all of the above. I was going to put up a Babu sign.
Reporting live.
Kris, are you recording this?
Oh, yeah, it's recording.
Yes.
Reporting live from the Food Mart, Juno Beach.
Juno Beach? Is that what that is?
Babu is working.
Here, wait.
Babu is here.
I got something for you.
What's that? You need to buy a house? Hold on, guys. I need to buy a house. You do? Yeah, so how do I get that? Hold on, my people love you, Babu. Look.
We love Babu. Any friend of Dan is a friend of ours. We love Babu.
Big
Hi,
shout out
Babu.
to Babu.
We're
gonna get some beer here, guys.
Okay.
Hey, you guys are wearing masks over there?
He's gotta get a house.
Well, we're gonna buy beer to support his house habit.
It's expensive over here in Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kidding. Tell him to tell you all about it.
Cheaper.
Dan.
He wants to get cheaper. You guys have any questions for Babu right now? No questions for him?
Does anyone else buy that beer aside from you? The beer, the Sierra Nevada shit that you
Does
bought?
anyone else buy the beer that? Yeah, he sells a lot of beer. Across from the beach, a lot of people drink beer.
No, the Sierra
that
Nevada.
Specific beer that you buy.
The Sierra Nevada? No,
Yeah,
no one else buys it but us.
That's just you?
It's our personal stash. No Mad Dog. No
I was
Mad
gonna say,
Dog
ask him if he can get Mad Dog 2020 because we need that.
Mad Dog 2020 for the Belgrade, not for here. Oh, for Belgrade, not for here.
All
For
right.
high rollers up here in Jupiter.
Yeah.
I see how it is. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Belgrade. It's for the appropriate audience.
Tell him he needs some high noon then.
He knows everything. Babu, he knows everything. He's like a genie. He needs to buy a house. All right, well, we got to get some beer to help him out. We're going to go over to the beer section.
Okay.
Right,
Do
guys?
it. Yes. Oh my God, this is so funny. We should do this every week. Some kind of a remote. And next week I'll go buy Mad Dog 2020 from that
They've
dude.
got a very, very good selection here.
I see
They
Bang.
got a very good selection.
So the Bang energy drink. I see the Yarritos. I
There's
see
Florida Man?
Sweetwater.
Yeah,
I
Florida Man's
see
always
Corona.
good.
I
It's
see
fresh.
Stella. I see Truly. I see Twisted Tea. Ugh. Heineken, Corona, more Corona, more Modelo.
No, I think it's over here. It was
Yeah,
over
that's got to
here
be it.
somewhere.
That's the craft section. I see Reef Donkey. I saw the
all
Reef.
Reef Donkey. Yep.
Go left. That's
Reef
the
Donkey.
T. Yeah,
There's
Reef
some,
Donkey, Land Shark,
Sweetwater.
420.
There's some
I don't see your beer. I see
We might
Jolly
be out
Alley.
of it, guys.
Get some
Jolly
Jolly
Might be out
Alleys.
of it.
Oh man, he didn't put your case in the bag for you.
They got a beer order coming tomorrow. He's all out.
Torpedo. Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
torpedo. Put you on your ass. Get
Tropical
some pale ales,
think?
Danny. Get some pale ales and get some Stellas.
Yeah.
That's what I would
Stella.
You know,
Stella.
that's one beer I've never had. Is Stella.
Actually, Stella and Reef. I'd grab some Reef Donkey.
Yeah,
too,
but the Reef isn't gonna be.
I bet you it's got a good date on it.
I bet you. Like a domestic review.
Yeah, what's the date on the Reef? We'll have to tell.
There he is.
What's our guy? Dan. Danimal.
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 Doesn't even have it. I don't even see it.
Denny, we're doing a remote from Babu's shop right now.
We just met Babu.
Yeah, we met Babu.
Oh no, we should do this. Yes.
What, Twisted Tea? What is that?
Stella.
No, the Banger Solstice Lager, 25 ouncer.
Solstice.
Oh boy.
Yeah, do it. Get Solstice is the new year, is
God.
So we
Oh, Solstice is spring, I guess. I don't know. Get 4 of those.
There's some funky boot.
Okay.
25 ounce can, huh?
25.
Oh boy.
Babu, he does you right here, man.
He's doing it right over there.
Got all the bangers. Look.
I can't wait.
You into the Spanish?
Wait, what is it? Stella what?
Stella Solstice Lager. 25 ounce.
25 ounce.
That'll do the job.
Permanent
Okay.
part. Oh, it's a permanent thing. The
Okay.
beer brand known for encouraging everyone to savor life together. Stella Artois. La, 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 la. Solstice Lager draws in centuries of brewing expertise to craft an exceptionally smooth golden lager, triple filtered, crisp finish, beautifully balanced with citrus essences. It is 4.5%, so you're going to need like 12 of those cans if you want to get drunk.
Oh man, I think Babu's done it again. Babu has done it again. We're gonna get our brown bags and then we're gonna be back to the Bat Cave.
So
Sounds good, buddy.
So Frank Lehman messaged us on Facebook.
All right.
And
I know Frank.
Okay, who's Frank?
Frank is a customer of the FR Bottle Shop.
Oh, okay. So
Former FR Bottle Shop.
he messaged.
He's a shit talker too. Is he talking shit? Frank's
Yeah,
always
he
talking.
messaged us the other day. He was like, "Hey, when are you
Oh,
guys
look.
going live next?" And I said, about on 5:10 approximately. And he messaged
What's
us
the ABV?
5 minutes ago. I'm on. I don't see it. And I said, "Oh, we aren't live yet." And he goes, "As your primary live viewer, I will wait with the
See, he's always breaking balls, this fucking guy. He's always breaking balls. I love it. That's funny. As your primary listener, it's probably our only listener. Hey, Frank, love you, buddy. You do talk shit a lot.
Oh,
but
you guys
love
want a big shout out for Willie's Pizza?
What's Willie's Pizza?
We're not live yet or anything.
Willie's Pizza. No, Willie's Pizza.
Chris is going to
Willie-
thread in
Willie-
the Babu
Willie
conversation.
is here of Willie's Pizza. He's behind me.
Oh,
right
it's
now.
Willie?
That's Willie's. Willie's from Willie's Pizza. He's right here.
All right, Big Willie.
Oh,
style.
yeah. Big Willie styles. All
The
that.
only pizza.
Dan, you better get your pizza now, bro, so you're not chowing down on KFC later.
That's him right here. There he is. He's the man. He's the OG, the original guy. He's right there.
All
You want
right.
to come out and say hello, Willie?
My God, this is fun.
We're on a podcast. Come out and say hello. This is the best pizza.
Does he care? Yeah, Willie. Not a guy.
Curtain.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's the headless man. Oh, I see him now.
Stop by.
It's the black mask.
All right, we're
All
going.
those people,
live, just
all
to
those
let you
people
know.
in your county, they don't get their masks on. That's a whole different topic for today. I've got a mask.
All right, we're outie. We're getting our beer. We're out. Babu's trying to buy a house.
Go. We'll see you in
So
a
we'll
minute,
get our
and
stuff.
we'll do it. We'll do an intro when you get back.
Okay.
Vámonos.
Muévete culo,
Babu's
puñeta.
telling you time is money.
Muévete culo.
Ah, that was so
Oh
funny.
man,
Oh, wait, I can still hear him.
I know they
What's
did.
that?
They
Oh, I
filmed
was
the
gonna say I can still
videos.
hear you. Here, just disconnect, Dan. We'll see you back at the office.
Yeah.
All right.
Now. And we're back. Thanks, everybody.
And we're back.
So we put that in. Hope you loved Babu.
You don't have
All
to
right,
say
I
that.
even have my custom sign still.
Going to Willie's.
you,
We
Babu.
love Babu. Babu's
Love
the
you, man.
best. We do. was the
I feel like
best.
the only way I can describe Willie's Pizzeria inside of Babu's gas station is sort of like Dexter when he goes to do his kill. You guys ever seen that?
Yeah, I
He's got, like,
actually
the
just
room
finished
set
that
up.
series. His kill
It
room.
looked like that, only less.
I didn't think
sanitary.
about that, but the shower curtain is reminiscent of Dexter. That's good. Hey, good call. And so what did you get from Babu there, Tim? What's the drink of choice there?
This would be a domestic Stella. How do you even say that? Artois?
Stella Artois.
Artois. Stella Artois.
It's not domestic. It's just owned by a domestic. Actually, it's not owned by a
internet.
domestic.
I know it's not a domestic. I know. I grabbed it. It's like a macro though. That's why I was like just construing. My apologies. Stella's better than that.
Mr. Denny.
Tim.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Tim, hold on, Joel.
Go ahead.
Before we
ahead.
go to Denny, because he is a encyclopedia Britannica of knowledge, and I know
That's a
we're
good
going to
point.
spend a little time on him. I want to get back to the mindless reason that Tim bought this beer. Tim, what is the reason that you actually bought this beer? What was the main reason?
The Solstice Lager,
Yeah,
because you picked
It was
up.
big.
so not only the fact that I
part of the
thought
bid.
that Stella was a good one, the fact that it was a 25 ounce.
Yeah, well, it's quite the large. I mean, it's almost as tall as the computer screen, if you can see. I mean, it really is.
It is a 25 ounce beer. So
Why is it 25, by the way? Like, what, is it a clean milliliter size or
that's a
something?
bomber,
Is
is
that
that
man.
some-
some German calculation that they use?
I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying, no, we
Seven-
do 24 here, Chris. Like when
No,
we
it's
do, like, there's a 24 ounce
24.6 or
can of.
something.
Then they'll put it in.
Now the Sierra Nevada hazy IPA, which I refer to as quote unquote the banger, because it's a nice 6 point something 19.2, and you put that to the head, and she'll get you right quick. It's an attitude adjustment, but that's only 19.2. This is now clocking in at 25 ounces, and now I know it's.
I know, but that
a little
thing's
bit-
4.5%.
Let's say brewed in the United States.
It does say brewed in the United States.
It does.
It does.
Really?
I just,
That-
I mean,
that
I
particular
didn't
one's in-
know that, so I'm just. But I would just say maybe it's just this lager though. Maybe it's this particular one.
InBev is a Belgian company, and they own Stella, which is still a Belgian company. I did not know they were making some Stella beer in the United States. That I was not aware of. But the kegs that I get are from Belgium, of the regular Stella, not the
Well,
not
I
the
thought I was going to
Solstice.
say can maybe.
Babu
but
hooked us up.
that
Maybe
would
I
make
can
sense,
introduce
though.
Babu to Dave Doble. That would be an interesting.
That'd be a great.
Hey,
like
before
that.
before we get to
Hazy
that,
donkey over at Babu's store at the Food Mart in Juno Beach, and I'd be really excited about that. 19.2s of hazy donkey. I would drink those all day long.
Dan, what's the date on that can that you have? Does it have a date on the bottom? Did we
It's
check
too
this?
dark. It's too dark in here for me to see.
Ah,
It doesn't matter. But let's throw it to Denny. Let's
Yeah,
let's
now
find
let's
out.
see what
the
Denny's
wizard,
drinking.
the Gandalf of craft beer. He's got a fresh shaven head. I see it. I see the
I
gleam.
like that.
Yes.
Gleam
It's
there, and
shiny.
he's sporting a very fresh, bright green. Looks like Apple Watch band, which is
Yes.
he is fresh and clean. So fresh and so clean.
Yes.
So Denny, what are you popping off over there?
Well, first off, I got a Mother's Day haircut thanks to my
Oh,
lovely
Mother's
wife.
Day is
yes.
like, oh shit, I got a bunch of other things to do today. Let me just bick this motherfucker.
So no, it was it's a little shorter than normal, but you know what? That just means it can go longer before I have to get it cut again. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, I look a little
spoken like a true man.
yeah. But I got this. So this is making up for it. But I was going to shave this, but when I did this,
Oh, don't do that.
I thought,
your
no, I got to
power.
keep this a little bit
That's your
longer.
power.
Yeah.
Power
That's your
power
power.
grows in there.
Yeah. But yeah, what I'm drinking, I collected 4 different cans of stuff that I had in my fridge. The first thing I pulled out, the lightest thing to get us started, is from Melvin Brewing. I might have even drank this on before. I don't remember. It's Killer Bees Blonde Ale.
Ooh,
It's
No,
a
I don't
guy
think you-
in a.
I don't
You
think
haven't
drank
drank
that
this here?
before. That's a cool
Okay.
can. I like that art.
You
Yeah,
had
so
that on
it's-
our show, Denny.
Wish I had Wu-Tang Killer Bees
Oh, I
to play
love that.
right now while you were showing that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll find Killer Bees from the
Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan. All right.
All
Yeah, it's
right,
a
we'll
it's a
take care of it.
Japanese group.
Oh, Chris will take care of it for me. Thank you.
I wish I had the Wu-Tang
Thanks
Clan.
for
It doesn't
specifying,
fuck
Joel.
up right now.
But yeah, Melvin Brewing, if you guys aren't familiar, is from Wyoming. It's one of the few Wyoming breweries that make some fantastic beers, although they do branch out into Seattle area where they did cause a little bit of trouble. I don't know if a few months ago when maybe actually it might have even been a year ago now. I lose track of time. As you get older like me, you realize time is flying by. It's just ticking away. And what I used to think was a week was actually like, 6 months ago. So
How come you look so young? Why is that?
Because I eat well. I eat well, and I drink beer. Beer will keep you young.
Beer
Got a
does
lot
it
of
for you.
good stuff.
He's fermented.
Yeah,
Amanda Argauer said your head is looking nice, Denny.
You want to come rub it?
So
It
fresh
feels
as-
nice too.
Good head.
Oh, there we go. There's some killer bees.
Good head, you know.
But yeah, I didn't tell you what this is. This is it's an American blonde ale, and it's made with honey. So it's why it's called Killer Bees. And it's very refreshing. You can see here in my B cup, nice honey color, very crisp,
I like that.
refreshing, and it's great to get started on your beer drinking night. So this is my pre-funk.
Love
Now,
it.
Denny, while we're on this tip, I know you're closing out Idaho craft beer month.
It's over. It's over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over now, finally.
After a year.
You got to stretch it out that long, Idaho craft beer year.
Yeah.
Now it starts over again, right? It starts over
Yeah.
today.
It's
a new day.
April over again.
But,
April Fools.
But I did notice that you are somewhat of a people's man and a little bit of a traveling man. So you've been on a number of other beer casts and beer shows, and you want to give us a little highlight of those adventures.
I've only been on. Well, I'm on my own. Tap the Craft.
Of course,
Tap the Craft podcast. Right. Everyone knows
that's like
that.
the mothership. That's like your mother yeast. You bring the strains from that, but that it always goes back to the same place. So
yeah.
I get it.
So there's another podcast that records here locally in the Boise area, and it's called Brewnomics, and they do a combination, right? I focus on craft beer education, and so Kris and I, we pretty much just deal with teaching people about craft beer. But Brewnomics and a lot of other podcasts out there, they usually add craft beer into whatever their other topic is. So for Brewnomics, you have the beer, the brew, and you have nomics, which is the backside of comics. So they kind of mix beer and comics together to form, a show that they can talk about superheroes and comic books, TV, and series.
Thing.
I did
No.
that Brewnomics.
Exactly, that's what I thought when I first saw it. So I was hesitant to try it, but once I tried it, I was like, I think this is pretty cool. So what happened is I've been trying to interact with them, and COVID hit and it kind of messed things up. But I wanted to try to do like a share the spotlight a little bit and go on their show and have them come on our show. And I went to Pocatello and I picked up a bunch of Jim Dandy beer, which is probably my favorite brewery in Idaho right now. They just knock it out of the ballpark with everything they brew in a wide variety of styles. And I went there, picked up some cans and brought them back and said, hey, let's get together. Let me come on your show. I'll share these beers with you. We'll talk beer and we'll do a little cooperative show. And that's what we did. And I think it turned out really well. We talked about a lot of different topics on that show, mostly focused around beer, of course, no comics or anything. I'm not a big comic guy, although I've read comics when I was a kid, but as I've grown up, I've kind of moved away from comic books and superheroes and all that stuff. And my wife is a big superhero fan. So she's the one I should have brought to talk, superheroes if we did that. But we had some great topics about rating beer, how people rate beer, about black IPAs, and some of the other styles. I had an Imperial Brown Ale. Brown ales don't get any love.
If you're complaining about how people rate beer, black IPAs are definitely the first topic.
Well, and we talked about something. If we have time, I like to talk about.
Brown ales matter.
Yeah,
it's very geeky. You're a very geeky topic. I love it.
Yeah, but then we also talked about a little rant that I went on my show, talking about beer style categories. And maybe it's time to revamp how we list beer styles and and stuff.
Oh, that's the Pandora's box, right?
It is.
Two things that I got out of that, Denny. Two things that I got out of that show because I listened to a little bit.
Oh, good.
Was number one, if you were a super person, a comic person, which one would you be? That's the question that I have first.
Oh.
And then the second question is that I know they had some technical difficulties.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the video was bad.
I would have fired Tim probably 3 times.
And I want to know. I want to know what superhero your wife wishes you were too. So I want to know what superhero you are, and then I want to know the superhero because since your wife's a superhero person,
would your wife wants you to be? That is the question that everyone wants to know.
Can you text her and find out?
He knows.
I have no idea.
No?
I mean, I'm
You said
pretty.
she's a superhero gal, so I
She
would
is,
assume
but
that
we've
she has some
never-
favorites. No,
No, she has a favorite, but her favorite's Wonder Woman. I don't think she wants me to be Wonder Woman. That's a pretty kinky.
Well, you never
I don't
know.
know. I mean,
Happy
Same.
Saturday,
I don't
y'all.
live in your house, but that sounds fun.
I mean, if I'd go off
If she
of,
does, you better get to work, bud.
Especially
I would
if it's
say-
Gal Gadot.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say maybe I don't know. She likes Wolverine too, and she likes
Uh-oh.
you know,
what's
she-
kind
Get the
of-
claws
get
out.
those claws
be
out.
Hugh
You know, that
Jackman.
might get her worked up.
So what about you? Who are you going to be?
What about you, Denny?
What's your superhero?
The beard. I'm
alter
feeling.
ego?
I'm feeling. Let me see. Let me make a educated guess here.
I'm feeling
Okay.
the bad guy from.
I'm
from
feeling like
Tony Stark
Captain
from,
America.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah, I could see that.
No, it wouldn't be those. It would. What would you guess, Dan? What would you guess if you would pick
think
a
about this. Let me take
Underdog.
Tim? How about you? What would you say? I would be a good.
Because-
Be more old school. It would be more
Denny's-
old school, Denny, because you're an old school kind of guy. So I'm trying to think.
OG
Denny's like an
Superman.
engineer type dude.
Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk.
I could do Incredible Hulk.
I'm trying to think of the
Incredible
Street
Hulk?
Fighter character that Denny reminds me of right now, but I can't think of the name.
Zangief. It's Zangief.
Zangief.
Is it Zangief? Yeah.
The Russian guy.
All right, I'm glad about the other one.
Zangief's a
All right,
good one.
Denny. Idaho Beer Month is officially closed. Congratulations, everyone in Idaho. All three of you. You can stop drinking now.
Yeah.
At least for a little while, and let your livers rest. All right.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna take the month of May off to recover from the month of April, like everyone
And let
takes
everything
January.
thaw.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Great.
Nice work.
that's-
Nicely done. Since no one asked me,
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking advanced placement.
Oh,
Advanced
magnanimous.
placement. Magnanimous.
So,
Jolito.
Mosaic, Strata, Racow. I don't even know what that is. Racow hops. I don't know.
Is that a Scantron?
Yeah, it is a
certainly
Scantron.
is.
Hey, COVID's
Oh
over.
yeah, it is. Look at that. I didn't notice.
What?
It's a
Oh.
Scantron. So this is a collab with Ology, which is also here in Florida. This beer is
Very
really-
good.
It's very
Ology in
spectacular.
Florida? I
Like
thought
it a
they were
lot.
in North Carolina.
Ology?
Yeah.
Is it Eulogy or Ology?
No, it's Ology.
Hold on. Now I have to look them up. I would have. I listen.
Because
Well, we
every-
call it ology because we like to say biology.
Yeah, so this beer is brewed
Yeah,
by
I mean-
Ology.
Double O.
they're in
it's not-
Tallahassee, bro.
Oh, okay. So
Tallahassee.
I don't know why I thought that.
Thanks for your input.
Hey, you know what? I give it a shot. Whether it's right or wrong, I give input.
Fine with it.
That's theology.
My answers may be wrong, but at least I give one.
That's
Theology Brewing. So Ology. So here you go. I'll give the logo again. Ology.
Oh, it
did
is.
have-
Brewing.
I did
Okay.
have that. Joel sent a little care package over here vis-a-vis Tim, and I did have that. It was good.
Very good.
Listen, everything Magnanimous does is good. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
I
That's why they
and
can-
I have
that's why
nagged
they can
him.
have that's why they can have a brewery in a church. You know why?
Mm.
Because they're good.
Yep.
I have nagged him 100 ways to Sunday as to when we're going to be able to buy his beer here, and it's going to be soon-ish. So
Ooh.
The other thing I'll throw out there to you guys is last week I had the opportunity to ride up to Jacksonville, do a little road trip, and I did hit the Ardwolf
Ardwolf, yeah.
Ardwolf in Jacksonville.
Good place.
It was very close to the hotel, so it was on the South Bank. It was an awesome place. Their brewery tap room is really cool. Their
Mhm.
outdoor beer garden is really cool. Their beers were solid. We had a good selection of hazy IPAs, regular IPAs. It was a really good vibe. And I think, what night did we go up there? That was actually a
Thursday and Friday.
yeah, that was a Thursday night. So I did see them on Thursday, and it was a great crowd there. So big shout out to Ardwolf there.
Doing
They
good
were,
things.
They were having a very nice time. Everyone was enjoying themselves. And then the next day, we actually walked down the street, and I saw probably one of the brewers. He was driving the forklift very aggressively around the parking lot,
Sounds fun.
and I was envious actually.
I miss driving the forklift. I did that when I was a teenager at my friend's dad's. He had a boiler repair kind of place. And man, that forklift was stick shift. It was on the column. It was
Wow.
a 3-speed on the column. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, guys, one of our clients just
To drive
tried
aggressive, as Dan put it.
Just tried to log into our Zoom meeting here.
Who's logging into our Zoom meeting?
One of our clients.
Oh, one of your clients. You should let him in.
No.
Let's quiz them.
No.
What kind of dog do you have? Can I train it?
I'm looking them up right now. They have a border collie named Rocky.
I'll tell Kris. I'll break it to them that we're not training the dog. We're training them.
Nope, can't do that. Let's see. Yeah.
Well,
Caesar
switching gears
does
a
it.
little bit. You know, this week, I guess, right, was American Craft Beer Week. Are we?
we're
We
in the
just
midst of
started
it.
that today. Today's
Did it-
Monday the 10th, so we started American Craft Beer Week today.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that means, but I do know that it's American Craft Beer Week. And going back to Denny's comment, this is a great show because we talk about everything that's not beer, and then we talk about how beer relates to it. So
Yeah, it's good.
this has got to be the most non-beer beer show on the planet today. That's what I say.
It all comes back around.
the
to
FR
beer.
Beercast. We can bring it back around because we talk
Speaking
about
of,
everything
you
but
know what,
beer,
Dan?
then we bring it home with the beer.
Dan, let me bring it
Bring it
home. Let me bring the circle around. This is my favorite topic for the night is that. So you're in the shop. Babu has a mask on. What's the pizza guy again?
Willie,
Let's go.
fast
Willie.
He
So-
hasn't. He has a mask, but he's never wearing gloves in the last 5 years that I've met him.
Willie has a mask on. Babu has a mask on. You had a mask on. I went to 2 separate places today where I shit you not, every customer, everyone working there looked at me like I had 3 heads when I walked in with a mask on.
Mhm.
Like people in Tampa, and I don't know why it's here. There is no mask wearing here. Nobody. I mean, they're all done with your shit. Done with it. Denny, is it still a mask central in Utah?
Idaho.
Idaho.
Utah. I don't know about Utah.
So
I'm not in
close.
Utah.
It's Iowa for me for a long time. So you're all right. You're
Same alcohol laws, I think.
Iowa.
No,
I
we
think-
don't have the same alcohol laws. You guys are totally
definitely
talking.
not.
Just go ahead, Denny. Tell them how much of a dick they all are.
Oh wow. So I'll tell you what,
Iowa, my bad. Iowa.
Right.
Oh gosh.
people are starting to lax a little bit on it, but we still have a majority of people are still wearing masks, and
Okay.
it's because they understand that even though you've been vaccinated, it doesn't mean that the person near you is vaccinated. And if you still can carry it, you don't want to spread it on to them. Even though you're safe, you don't want to give it to someone else inadvertently. So until everyone gets vaccinated or until it starts to wean down, it's still important to wear masks. So because a lot of people here in this community believe that that's the right thing, the majority are still wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And we still require masks in the Boise area. Now, some of the other outlying areas have removed that requirement, but in Boise, they still have the requirement.
Well, our governor went and Dan, did we figure out whether what he did was like above board? Like, is he canceled Denny? He like basically said, you can't.
Nope.
You can't. If you're the mayor of Tampa, you can't make your own rule. It's like you don't have to wear a mask. That's kind of like if you're an individual business, it's a private business, and you can make the decision that you want to wear a mask, but you cannot require people to wear a mask in your store anymore. Like, is that? I don't know. Is that
That's ridiculous.
what's legal? I don't understand what's like. Regardless of what's ridiculous, let's pretend like it's not ridiculous.
Am I supposed to wear a mask? Am I not supposed to wear a
No,
mask?
the thing is, here's the thing: is that if you were vaccinated, there's really scientifically, absolutely, and then again, I'm not a doctor, so don't take this verbatim.
But you
obviously,
did say it at Holiday Inn last
there
night.
is no
okay.
reason for
Holiday Inn
somebody who's
Express.
vaccinated to really worry about it. Obviously, like Denny said, yeah, you could potentially pass it to somebody.
You could deliver a baby.
Your likelihood though goes down quite a bit, especially your chances of actually getting really sick. You might get it and not even realize you had it. I mean, a lot of people have done that, and not a bad person if you accidentally pass a cold. I mean, people do it all the time.
right.
This is
Well,
much different.
I'm a bad person, so let me say this: I'm a terrible person. If you're particularly affected, you should be vaccinated already.
Yeah, no, but my point is a lot of it is a little bit of virtue signaling in the sense that the government knows that there's a large portion of people who aren't vaccinated, and then there's a large portion of people who aren't. And those people still don't want to wear masks. But the people who are vaccinated don't have to wear the masks. They want everybody to be wearing them so that there's not a confusion as to like, why does that guy not have to wear it? Why am I wearing it? They can't ask you for your card.
Well, yeah, it's like we're back to square one, right? Like
Yeah.
it was really confusing at first and we couldn't figure it out. And then finally everyone said, hey,
Yeah.
wear a fucking mask. And we were like, oh, we should all wear masks. And now it's very confusing.
Yeah, that's the thing is you got a lot of people vaccinated that don't need to wear masks, but they want them to keep wearing them so that other people that aren't vaccinated continue to wear theirs.
And the only place I'm really against wearing a mask is kind of outside. Like it's so fucking hot here right now that I'd rather not wear the mask. But like when I go into an indoor play, I don't understand what the big deal is. I don't mind wearing a mask inside. It doesn't bother me.
No.
The air conditioning's on and I'm fine. Whatever.
I'm taking advantage, admittedly.
I mean, listen, when you look at me like I have 5 heads, I'm going to take my fucking mask off. I've had COVID. I don't have, right. I'm not worried about getting it again and that whole thing. And maybe I should be, maybe I'm going to be on the air in 6 weeks. I'll be like, holy shit, I got it twice and I'm almost dead. But I don't think that's likely to happen. I can also, what did Dan say? I can also deliver a baby tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it was an
that.
interesting,
That's great.
interesting press conference that Uncle Ronnie had in St. Pete the other day.
Uncle Ronnie?
Yeah, Uncle Ronnie, yeah, he and I quote,
who's that?
Ron DeSantis.
Oh, Uncle,
our governor,
Ronnie and Donnie.
Uncle Ronnie,
Ronnie and
okay.
Donnie, 2024.
Ronnie and Donnie.
Yeah.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude. I'm sorry, Donald. But yeah, he said, I'm going to use my executive power and I'm going to cancel everything.
I don't believe the 5.6.
That's how big it is. I can't help that. But everything everything COVID emergency related is no longer in existence.
I don't know. Again, I have very split views on it because from a certain perspective, it's reasonable. From another perspective, it's a very nuanced issue. It's hard to.
Should I? Shouldn't I? I don't know.
Should you what?
I err on the side of cautiousness. I
know. I saw you wearing a mask. It's fine.
I'd say by July, I'll probably not be wearing it.
Did you get vaccinated?
Right now, I'm easing in. No, I am not.
Did you get COVID yet?
No, I am not.
I'm the only one on the show that's vaccinated.
That's
theoretically, I'm vaccinated.
You guys are anti. No, you're not vaccinated. You had it.
The question is, who owns?
When you get the chicken pox, are you vaccinated?
It's well, you got the antibodies.
See, we can all. I'm saying is there's nuance there. It's a little philosophical.
Chickenpox is not the same virus as corona.
No,
so you can't say it behaves the same.
The question is, Denny, who owns your genes, Moderna or Pfizer? That's the
Johnson. JJ. Got the JJ.
Jazzle.
JJ with a side of blood.
One shot. You know the rules. One shot. You know the rules.
He vajazzled it.
Okay, so Joel, you might be correct because nobody really knows whether or not they just stick around forever. But studies have shown that people that had it early on had the antibodies had disappeared and then regained it and still had issues. Right. So that may or may not be the case. We don't know, but
antibodies are not the predictor for whether or not you're going to get it twice.
No. But it's what helps fight it. It's what helps fight it off with you. So you may have been okay the first time. Maybe the next time you'll still be okay. But maybe one time it'll be a little bit different, and it's gonna hit you harder and shut down something that didn't shut down this time and go. Or maybe you're gonna pass you're gonna carry it around more and more instead of killing it, and you're gonna pass it to someone like my wife, for example, who can't get the vaccination because she physically can't because of the way it's made, and then pass it to her, and then by chance she passes or something, right? It's not necessarily for your health, it's for everyone's health, right?
Yeah, but if you get the vaccine, but Denny, if you get the vaccine, it doesn't mean that you can't get the virus and pass it to somebody.
I agree. Else. No, I know. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying
because the vaccine is just because you can't get it. It doesn't mean that you can't pass it to your wife.
No, and I know, and that's why I'm safe when I go out. I don't.
They're talking about the vaccine may prevent transmissibility as well. Like you can't carry it. They're not sure that part. They're not even testing.
I didn't actually hear that they have a lot of benefits apparently for that vaccine, like just in opposed to just what it protects you from COVID-19. But
yeah, it changes your DNA.
Yeah.
right?
Well,
the
that's
I do have much better reception on my cell phone. Just saying.
So that Bill Gates can fucking
One of
dial
those.
you up on his iPhone
Yep.
and control you.
Puts the bug in you. All right, just so we're clear, everyone, we don't think that Bill Gates has any kind of.
No, because you already have a chip that follows you everywhere and it's in your phone.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
And the credit card.
You didn't even need to put it in your fucking arm because you bring your phone with you everywhere. So
Yeah.
good job. Good job, everybody. Good
Yeah,
work.
They brainwashed you for that. They didn't even need to inject
Jesus.
you.
I mean, the lowest common denominator is getting lower and lower every single
That's why I
year.
drive a 2008 Tundra.
Okay, I'm-
have navigation.
I'm drinking a Boise beer here. Evans Gate Scotch Ale, Powder
Oh,
House Brewing.
Top
Change
of
it
the morning to you.
And it's
Danny,
nice
you're-
and
Top of the morning
dark.
to you with
Look how
this
dark
Scotch
this
Ale.
one is too. It's a dark
Oh,
Scotch
Wow.
Ale.
crikey. Oh, is that Australian or
So
Irish? Or
Amanda
something?
Argour
It's all
messaged
the
me
same
and
thing.
said
It's all the same
said fuck Fauci. I'm following this crew.
Good. That's it. Follow us.
Yeah.
Hashtag follow us. We don't know. Hashtag we have no idea what we're doing. Hashtag follow us.
Hashtag nobody knows what they're doing.
Hashtag no rules. Hashtag drink beer. Hashtag alcohol kills germs.
Everybody hold on tight. We're just making the shit up as we go.
It's like the Millennium Falcon going into hyperspeed.
She said turn up for science.
That's it.
Yeah.
That turned.
We get Turnt.
Turn up.
Turned
All
up.
right. So how much time do we have before we bring Ken on?
Yeah, let's take a break for
Or-
10 minutes because we got 10
Oh.
minutes.
Or is
Yeah.
it Kent? Is it Ken or
This
Ken?
is Ken. This is
Can't do it
Ken,
straight.
no T.
So let me
Ken
say
no
it,
tea.
let me say it in advance. Mr. Ken Foutch will
Ken-
be joining us from
Not
Coppertail
Dr.
Brewing.
Fauci.
Not
Dr. Ken
Fauci.
Fouch.
Not
Ken
Anthony
Foutch.
Fauci,
Dr. Ken Fouch. He's the doctor of beer.
the not Dr. Ken Foutch will be joining us at exactly 9:30. So come
Minus-
back at 9:30 and
Minus the E.
Well, we still have 10 minutes to talk though, right?
but I'm saying we can take a break if we want. I need a beer.
Sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
All right, go
Later
take a
on
break.
that day, my homie
Take a
Dr.
quick-
Dre came through with the gang of Tangeray.
All right, don't get us
Fat
copyrighted.
ass shit. Some bubonic
Okay,
chronic
there's
to make
your
it
15
choke.
seconds.
Shit, that ain't no joke. I had to back up off of it. It's in my cup.
All right, so we're
down.
gonna take a
We're
quick
gonna
break.
get
Guys,
copy
we're
strike
gonna
again,
get back
guys.
break if you need to get
But
some more
ain't
beer,
no
and we'll
stopping.
talk to you in a
I'm
little
just
bit.
dropping. Dan got some cities.
I had to mute him so we don't get copy striked. Muted
It's
him.
okay. We already got banned for all our
Oh,
COVID
trust
talk.
me,
No.
we played Killer Bees already.
Killer bees.
We played Killer Bees. We're already striked on copyrights.
Yeah.
Oh, is this on deck for me or for you?
No, I was actually just telling you, Chris or Denny, whoever actually edits down the podcast.
Edit.
Yeah.
Because when we're doing it, obviously on Facebook Live, we have to be careful. But when you're recording it, just when you chop up that audio, as long as you like almost break the audio up in a way,
Mhm.
you could even have like a pause in between somebody talking, even if it stops the audio, or you have it like loop, and then just kind of like do it like that to where it's not like a consistent playing of that background noise if we're not talking, or just cut out that portion entirely and like skip. Nobody's going to notice
Some
background noise.
bubonic chronic that make you choke. Shit, that ain't no joke. I had to back up off of it and sit my cup down.
I'll just cut out the last
He's gonna
5
get his
minutes.
band again. I'm muting him again. He got muted again. I mean,
Jonathan Drake got some bitches from the city of Compton to serve.
You're
me,
fired.
not
You
with
can't
the
mute
cherry
him.
on
Come on.
top. Is when I busted
Come
Uh-oh.
on.
something
the
Oh.
Bob the cock.
something about the
That's how it
cock.
goes. We don't love the hose. I'm out the dough.
Oh my god.
That's the
I
edited
hope
version.
Dan's clients are listening on Facebook. That'd be
Oh, I
great.
hope they are too.
Yeah, big shout out to why Dan doesn't post this.
Yeah.
Big
Dan's
shout out-
alter ego
That's fair.
Batman.
Big shout out to
fair.
John Paul.
You ever wonder why I don't ever share it on my screen?
No, my
that's it
clients
right
don't
there.
follow my Facebook. No one follows my Facebook. I'm a ghost.
You
Batman.
know, you don't
doesn't have
you don't
Facebook.
really say anything on Facebook.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
you're a
funny
scratch golden tee golfer according to your LinkedIn profile.
thing. He's full of
I had
shit.
to update it because you called me out on that. You know, if, it's not- if I'm saying that it's there, then it's got to be there. You know, husband, father, scratch, golden tee, golfer. In
That's
that
really
order.
funny. I like
In that order.
It's got to be like your Twitter profile bio.
He said twiddle.
Twiddle.
You got
Yo, I
twiddle.
busted out. Hey, when we went to Jacksonville to this event, it was the first event in a while. It was a grand opening of this company that we work with here. And I had this electronic business card that has like an RF reader. So when you like tap it on someone's phone, it puts your contact information in their phone.
It's cool.
Dude, you would have thought I was a wizard, you know, when I was at the event. I whipped that bitch out of my fucking sport coat, and I fucking tapped it on somebody's phone, and I swear to God, these people, their mind was blown. Their mind was blown. Like they had never seen a
Like a tap card.
what's the little box with the image in it?
Oh, you mean like the QR code?
It was like they'd never seen a QR code
Oh.
before in their life because they were blown away.
That's funny.
And by the way, just a little QR code background. I am a firm believer in the fact that the pandemic saved the QR code.
Yep.
It did.
It
Yeah, it was like
certainly
the
did.
cancer
The
of
QR
digital marketing.
The QR code was going out, bro.
Yeah,
that
no,
was like
people hated
that
it.
was like some bullshit jank.
I can
crap.
find an article from 2003 that says the QR code's going away. So
Going away. It's destroyed.
Done,
No
gone.
one's using it. Why? It's no technology. Boom. 2020 happens. No one wants to touch anything, and the next thing you know, QR code, bang,
Boom.
back in fashion.
Oh, you mean I don't have to touch it? My phone?
Yeah,
My phone?
exactly.
Uh-huh.
Me,
Okay.
my phone that
Ordered.
carries all my germs on it. No problem.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Also,
So,
it's good too because their phones are
COVID-
gross. So
COVID saved the QR code. That's what I'm screaming on that.
COVID or the fact that your camera just automatically recognizes a QR code. One of those two things saved it.
I
Remember,
recently
you
went
used
to a
have to have an
restaurant
app
where
to
you
do
actually
that.
couldn't pay cash. You had to pay through the QR code and
Yeah.
Apple Pay.
Well, no, but
And-
you used to have an app to
and
even
Tim
read
had
the
to set
fucking
it up
QR
for
code.
me.
That was the worst.
And Tim had to set it
yeah,
up.
he was
for
like,
me.
dude, what the fuck
He's
do I
like,
do?
I
So
don't
it
know what-
so
I'm
it didn't
trying to
work
get
the
guy
first
to
three
take out
times.
money. Take it. I have cash. You want
It didn't work the
Ew,
first three
no,
times.
not cash.
No?
Ew.
No, you want to? Yep. Fuck.
I'm like, Tim, take care of this.
Dude, Dan's funny too because
I
you know
know, I-
Dan will pay the guy $100 for a beer if he'll just hand it to him over the fucking
Oh,
counter.
here,
And the
here,
guy's
here.
like, "No, I won't do it."
Here,
Sorry.
let me talk to my friend Benjamin Franklin. He needs it highlight.
I'm really thirsty.
He's
I just want a beer.
Jolly
Andrew
Ollie. Here he is.
Jackson.
Look at him, Andrew
I
Jackson.
think
He
I think
likes
my next
Jolly
investment
Ollie.
opportunity is going to be
Andrew
me
Jackson
utilizing
likes Jolly Ollie. He
utilizing
crossed
Dan's
the Delaware
cash
for a Jolly Ollie.
and my iPhone to pay for everything.
Dan's
just-
had at least one Jolly Ollie.
This is the first time I've ever had to mute Dan because this is fucking.
He went on a Jolly Ollie tear.
Yeah, I don't know.
For the uninitiated, Jolly Ollie is what foreigners call high ally.
You know, it's a hard stretch though when you got to figure out when to quiet the host out, and you're like, "Do I hit the button right now? He's the host. Fuck it, I got it. He gone."
I should
Chris, do me a favor, Chris. Can you bring up the bottle art for Jolly Ollie when they did that in
Jolly Ollie,
circa
sure.
2015 or
When
something?
George
There's definitely
Washington crossed the Delaware, he had a Jolly Ollie.
a Jolly
Wow.
Ollie label.
He had
somewhere.
a Jolly Ollie label. Yeah. So
Kept him warm on that.
high
cold
ally. If I could spell that right.
No, you have to spell it like JOLLIE OLLIE.
No.
And we have Dr. Fauci
Oh
coming
yeah, I
on.
remember what you're talking about.
Dr. Fauci.
They
You'll,
are
you'll remember when you see it.
No,
Big
I know what
shout
you're
out,
talking about now.
Dr. Fauci. Hashtag Dr. Fauci coming on at 9.
It's not Dr. Fauci. That's exactly his name. It's not Dr. Fauci.
Shit. So here we go. Sharing that there. Come on, share now.
Not Dr. Ken Foutch. There you go. Jolly Ollie.
Yes.
They did it. They did it. It was years ago.
Not Dr. Ken Foutch.
Not Dr. Ken
Yes.
Foutch.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
I
is
got it.
what I know. This is what I know.
This is what it
Chris,
really
let me know when he's in queue, and I'll give him an intro before he is coming on.
Okay, yeah, he's not in there yet. I'll let you know when he pops on.
Is he he's joining our Zoom call? We're not doing
Yes.
the phone thing. Okay,
Correct.
great.
So the Jolly Ollie thing, with that beer, maybe I should mute myself. It wasn't that good. It was fine, but I like the name. I just like that they made a beer named Jolly Ollie because everyone was coming to the brewery asking for it.
Mhm.
Well, you know what though?
Fantastic.
It's okay to be negative against a beer that wasn't your taste.
It was
I know
okay.
that you own
It wasn't a bad beer.
garden
It was
and you
fine.
don't want to piss anyone off, but if a beer truly is not that great, you don't have to defame it, but you can at least say, you know what, it wasn't that great.
I
in my
say,
Better than
Denny,
that,
my
though,
line
Nick.
is, I didn't like it. That's
Yeah.
my right.
Okay.
I'm allowed to say
Yeah,
that. That's the
personal.
one thing I'm allowed to say.
Yeah.
Better than that, just the name is a spoof. I like any spoof. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
play on
I do
I
words.
too.
want
I
people
do
to be
too.
creative. They know people were calling in and asking that were from out of town that didn't know it was highlight.
Highlight, yeah. Give that.
They were asking for a Jolly Ollie, and they spoofed it. That's what I love about it.
Oh, they were the ones
I don't
on Dan on Hunapoo Day that had a shirt that said Cigar City sucks.
Oh,
know. Yeah, exactly. Like I love the spoof angle
Mhm.
for sure.
It's a winner.
So
The problem is that you have to be really good to do the spoof. Like you can't, those
well,
guys.
you have to spoof yourself, or you have to be really good at it for
So
sure. Like a
those
pro.
guys that like they name their beer like it's okay. It needs to be better than okay. Like you can't name a shitty beer. It's okay. You have to name like your best beer.
It's got to be the
okay.
best beer ever. 5.5 out of a 5 scale.
Yeah, and you're like, it's all right. It's all right IPA.
Yeah, it's all right.
Your mom would drink this beer.
I have a whole brewery list here. Wait, let me see if I can find it quickly. I did a whole note on it was a whole fake brewery with fake beer names. It was like undistinguished, or what did I call it? I have a driver's ed one too. Right, like the beers are like California Stop, 10 and 2.
Oh,
Signal Before Breaking, Black Ice. Here, where's my other brewery? Undistinguished Brewing Company. Like I was right. The It's Okay IPA. There's one thing I like about it, Kolsch. I thought it was fine barley wine. Meh. Which is a porter. It's a porter. Tastes like every other amber. Honestly, it's solid New England IPA. The Whelmed Berliner. I mean, come on, these are winners. It's a good company.
There's a couple that are
no
good, but
there's 20 more that I'm not going to read you because they're all terrible. He's asking me if that's a phone number to call. That's funny. It's a Zoom call. Well, it is.
I thought you worked this out, Joel. Come
but
on,
no,
man.
it's legit. Look at it though. I can't show it to you, but the way you write it out is like a phone number.
Hashtag not Dr. Ken Foutch.
Hashtag not Dr. Ken. Hey, and it's 9:30, Denny. Listen, it's on the
Ken.
notes. He's not even late.
I'm just gonna call this guy dude. Is that okay? Because I don't even go. Hey, dude, what's happening, man?
Just act like you're at a wedding with a bunch of people you don't know, and you just act like you know.
Here, I got a great intro for the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not Dr. Ken Foutch.
Not Babu. This is not Babu.
You should bring Babu up. He's got a seat right there between the two of you. He'd be great.
Here he is. Hey, he signed on.
I know. Damn, what was that? He just randomly told you needed to buy a house. Like that was a weird.
Are you ready, Joel?
It was a weird. Yeah, sure. So,
like, who wants to be a millionaire?
Hey everybody! So today on the program we have a not Dr. Ken Foutch. Here, I need him to hear this though. We're connecting to his audio. I guess maybe he can hear me.
Ken, can you hear us?
I can.
Okay,
I can hear you.
It is not Dr. Ken Foutch.
Hashtag not Dr. Ken Foutch.
Ooh.
Ken's one of the original investors in the Magic Butter Machine.
Just made some of that today, actually.
So Ken is the COO of Coppertail Brewing. We have Ken on because Ken is hot and heavy on that brewery. As I explained earlier on the show, Ken, I'll continue my intro. Ken worked for Lagunitas for a very long time. He was in the Tampa Bay area, left the Tampa Bay area to work for Lagunitas. We called him back specifically vis-a-vis Kent Bailey, who is the owner of Coppertail. Hired Ken directly from Lagunitas specifically for the chief operating officer role. And we would like to welcome Ken Foutch. Hi, Ken.
What's up, Joel? How you doing, man?
Good, buddy. How are you? I don't know
I'm
if you're
good.
watching. I don't know if you're seeing us all on video, but I've got so Denny is Dan. What did you call him? The what of beer? The Gandalf.
He's the Gandalf of craft beer.
Gandalf of craft beer.
Yeah.
Chris, aka Drinking Eagle, you met the other day.
Yeah.
And then Dan, my business partner, and Tim, who's our resident flogging recipient / audio engineer.
How you doing?
Over there with Dan. And I know
What's up,
right
Tim?
off the bat, Mr. Ken. I don't know. I mean, listen, forget what we talked about the other day, but you were talking specifically about some kind of announcement. I don't know if you're ready or like what you wanted to You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you ready for all that? Because I would love to hear that before we get, because Denny's gonna have all kinds of like cool, like intricate, like technical questions for you and shit. I might too. I might too. But let's get into this. Let's let you have the floor for a second and give us a little taste.
So one of the goals, that I had when I started at Coppertail was to, bring this brewery, yes, it's an awesome local brewery and a great leader in Florida, but we want to be something bigger than that. So looking at big projects that we wanted to accomplish are sporting stuff. Tampa Bay, huge hockey town, ALCS champion last year at the Rays, and our Bucks winning a Super Bowl, Tom Brady, Gronk, all that awesome stuff. So we've been in talks with the Tampa Bay Bucks for the last 2 years, and officially have agreement of being the official craft beer of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here for the next 5 years.
Awesome. Very nice. So what does that mean? What does all this entail? The official quote craft beer close quote of the Bucks.
That lovely Swashbuckler bar is now the Coppertail bar.
Ooh.
So that will be pretty cool. We've got some kiosks that will be around the stadium. I think the big thing is like getting the brand rights, like and you think about Coppertail, and we're known for all this intricate artwork and, awesome design on packaging. So it's like, how do you fit the Bucks into that? Well, then we have this badass beer Florida special, and it has this retro style can to it and this old school feel to it from the 50s and 60s. So we're using a lot of Bucko the Bruce logo from 1976. So the nostalgia and everything totally has cohesiveness with the brand. So, God, what's that ugly color they call that stuff? Creamsicle.
Oh, I like that.
Cream. Oh God, it is so hideous. And we were looking at images that versus what our core branding is, and it's like there is no similarities at all. It's like it's so off in the perfect way.
So Ken, give us a visual of the Swashbuckler bar. I mean, what's going on up there for our viewers that don't know or have never been to the stadium? What is that going to look like? What does it look like now? What are you guys going to do to it?
So we will have 24 taps over there. They are still going to have all their amazing, frozen slushy machines, for all of us that enjoy that, and of course hard alcohol. We're working on a design of it, but it's going to have that Coppertail tasting room feel, a touch nautical to it.
An octopus somewhere.
Exactly. The octopus. I love Pukey. Like Pukey's my favorite character. Yeah. That's the seahorse, but it's the double-sided seahorse. And I love that. But even like the walls, like it has right now this very cafeteria feel to me. And we're going to paint the walls and make them look like the gray cinder blocks back at the brewery. So like you're going to feel like you're back at the brewery again. It's 3-sided. So you kind of have like, the 45 and like a 33-degree angle on 2 sides of it. So it's a ton of exposure over there. I think the cool thing is to be able to use the brand right to go to market. So when we're all shopping at Total Wine or Publix or wherever you're going, like hopefully, it's not just, Budweiser or Miller with these massive fucking displays of beer at the front of the store. Like we can have this little craft beer one maybe to go with it. And be able to use the word, world champions, like that's a big deal right now for this city. And I'm sure as you guys cover and watch a lot of sports, but, a lot of analysts are saying that, the Bucks are going to win it again, right? We're in contention and we're going to go far. So I think it's a good timing for their brand, a good time for our brand.
Do you get to co-brand a beer? Like, do you get like beer naming rights? Like you can have one beer that's like a Bucks bend.
Well, that's going to be up to them. We're going to have a brew with a Buck legend. So, whatever the Bucks want to do and whatever that lucky person that's going to win that brew with the Buck, and totally open for it. They're.
Can you explain that?
Saying this, but they've been bored with AB and Miller Coors, and that's something they said they've brought no innovation. It's the same.
They're not an innovative company, right? That's not their job. Their job is let's defend them for a second, Ken. Their job is not to be innovative.
Domestic Dan is supposed to.
Well,
can
can any of you actually hate on the advertising piece that AB does?
No. No,
I mean, come on, their advertising is awesome.
It is.
in my opinion. And I'm watching commercials, and I'm like, motherfucker, these guys
and
are
they
doing
make
it
this.
again.
Hey, and they make the same shitty beer at like 10 different breweries nationwide, and it tastes
Yep.
the same shitty from all 10 of them. That's amazing.
Well, I know you guys were talking a little about Lagunitas earlier today, but
Yeah.
I hope that brewery, and I spent 9 years there, and I
Ken
still
was
have a lot of
listening?
passion.
Oh my God! Holy shit.
Occasionally,
He
I
was
try not to
li-
listen to you
he
guys
was
much.
listening. Oh
Shit.
somebody, I met somebody the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, I listened to the podcast," and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh, boy.
I was like, "Oh,
That's not a good first impression.
like,
at
what
all.
did they hear?" I was
Well,
like,
I
"Did they hear
mean-
my alter ego when I had like 8 beers, or did they hear like the regular guy
At the
like,
beginning, did you hear the first 30
Yeah.
minutes or did you hear the last 30 minutes? Which 30
Oh,
minutes did you hear?
God, you get
But,
off the rails quick, Ken.
One
Hashtag
thing
not
that
Dr. Fouch.
not Dr. Fouch.
Not Dr. Fouch.
One thing that I liked about Heineken, we talk about you're having, an AB or Miller Coors, the same shitty product across the board. And I think, Heineken does a good job of just they acquire a brewery and they let that brewery be themselves.
Yeah.
And they own over 230 breweries in this country or in this planet, and they do a very good job. And I still believe Lagunitas is Lagunitas. Like,
They really
you drink
are.
their Pilsner, it's awesome. Log IPA is still, a phenomenal badass
Yes.
IPA. It's the same way it's been since 1994.
And they
I
haven't
still
fired
believe that.
anybody either, Ken. It's like the same fucking people. Like they didn't do
people.
anything. I mean, not
Yep.
literally because it's many years later, obviously, right? But the core, like people didn't just leave and eject immediately because they were purchased by that company. So I totally agree with you.
Man, their
Ken,
culture is awesome.
And
Ken,
now they're
I just wrote down a question, and it's a very serious one. And
Oh no.
I want to read it to you.
Uh-oh.
It says, "Dear Ken, how many kegs do I have to buy before I can actually fire the cannons at Ray J?"
Ooh, that's a good question.
Wow.
Oh shit.
I don't even know if I get that privilege, but
Signed.
Joel,
Dan, I
Joel,
just bought-
Signed
we got to double our business. We need
Dan,
to
I
double
just
our
bought
business.
3 kegs of Kiko.
FRB.
I think I bought 6 kegs of Freedive and 3 kegs of Kiko this week.
Kiko. Well,
How's
that's a good start.
Little
Okay.
Santiago.
Just throwing
that-
that out, just throwing that out there, Ken. Just a little pixie dust.
9 kegs help
Here, let
pay
me-
somebody's health insurance. That's,
Let me
that's
let me
great.
text Rupert again.
Every 9
Let me,
kegs, someone's getting health insurance. I like this math.
dear Mike Rupert, please send all inventory that you have of Kiko Santiago. Thank you. Kiko Santiago, is that a single or double IPA? I forget.
Double IPA.
Double IPA.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there are quite a few Alpha Series IPAs that they make, and they're all right on point, man. They're very, very good, and I really like Kiko. Kiko's very good. It's in market right meow.
Well, Joel, I have enjoyed every Brews Banner release that we've ever had at the Beer Garden.
Oh, I got a great picture of you at the first one. Do I have that favorited? I
Yeah.
need to find.
Well, actually, I was there. I just
I
started
know.
for Coppertail, literally 72 hours
Do
before
you
that
have?
event.
Do you have?
You were there, and
Do you have the
maybe
picture?
I was in the picture, and no one knows who I am. They're
Oh,
like,
Ken,
"Who's
this picture's so great. You have to have this picture.
like, who is that guy?" I'm like,
Am I in this photo?
You
I
want
think
to
I'm
gonna
text
go.
it to me, Joel? I'll share it.
Hold on, I'm-
playing the air guitar.
You're like undercover boss. It's hiding
No
out.
one knows who I am
No.
there. It's so funny at the Beer Garden. No one knows who I am. It's
They don't. Even our employee, half of our employees are like, "Who's that guy?"
You see, I in
I think I thought you were the
Oh my
bus
God.
boy
No,
last time I
wait.
was there, right?
Yeah.
The guy from Polliner thought I was the bar back. It was hilarious.
That
He's
was the
like, "Oh, yeah,
best.
just started here." I'm like, yeah, I bar back here. It's quick.
They treat me real nice.
I did some dumbass thing too. I can't
Joel's
remember what it
good.
was.
I'm just waiting for the guy that's talking to Dan.
Bips.
He's
It
like,
bips
yeah,
when
that's great.
Bips comes.
Give me that date, Ken. Ken, what's the
That's-
date? So
That's what
this
Danny
Bruce
had.
Banner date I'm looking for. What year is
Oh.
this?
Yeah, at the Bips.
2019.
2019, and it's Tampa Bay Beer Week, right?
Yep.
Oh, I could definitely find this pic.
March there.
Yeah. Oh, I can find this pic.
I
quickly
want
now.
to. I think it was March 1st. No, we would have been. Oh man,
I got it. It's gonna be here. Watch.
like March 8th, 8th,
I'm
9th,
very
10th.
excited. I'm very excited about this announcement. I got to tell you. I mean, that's a big.
It's a big deal.
That's a
That's
big
pretty
bomb.
awesome.
That's a big bomb to get dropped right on the show. The fact that you guys are going to be with the world champs.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I think it's big for the brand. And, we need you know, we need a breakout year or two. You know, we are the largest independent craft brewery in Florida. You know, and that's really, really cool. But you know, we really want to get to that 40,000 barrel, 60,000 barrel. Like, you know, you all have been to the brewery, and
The liquid's there, the story's there.
Yeah, the branding's right on.
Little bump with you know, this guy coming into town and doing what he did. And I think capitalizing on it is a smart move for sure.
Can't find it. Huh,
time will tell.
City of Champions.
No,
City of Champions.
I could sit here all day. Someone else has it. Someone else took it and sent it to me, and I can't find it.
What do you think the Lightning are going to do in the playoffs? That's the big question.
Oh, dude. Hey.
Yeah.
Dude, they are rested up and ready to go.
Yeah, big fire up. You're fired up on it. Joel's got his shirt on. Drink beer from here.
Stanley Cup, baby. Drink beer from the Stanley Cup.
Now the story.
Right.
I would love to get it again. Let's get it again. Last year was crazy.
Eastern Conference Finals. I'd be very happy with Eastern Conference Finals.
That is happening.
I think it's a guarantee. Yeah. There's no reason why we wouldn't, right? I mean, touch wood, obviously, from 2 years ago. I've got a little PTSD, but
I'm a little jaded. I got PTSD. Joel and I, we opened the beer garden. The Lightning are going to the Stanley Cup. They're the hottest team in the
oh my God, it was like we were open for like 5 months.
There's like fire shooting out of the top of the Amalie Arena. We're like, holy God,
everything's on fire.
This is the greatest gift that could ever be bestowed on someone. And boom, the Ohio. What's the team?
The Blue Jackets.
Jackets.
The Blue Jackets. Columbus.
Yeah.
Columbus blows them out in the first round. We're like, oh, that's it. It's over.
And boy, I mean, summer started immediately.
Summer I've ever had in my entire
life.
I mean, I could have been.
It was longer than COVID summer. I swear to God, it was longer than COVID summer.
I could have been fishing with a cane pole. I mean, over by a sparking wharf. It was so goddamn slow.
Well, let's hope we can get a repeat on that, and we can get a repeat on the Bucks for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And that stretches Ken's dollar too, because I'm sure it didn't cost $3.50. Was it about 2 Bitcoin for that sponsorship?
What's a Bitcoin going for? Like in 100,000 right now, or what?
50,
I don't know what. 55, 56, 57, 58.
Yeah, something like that.
It went for
if
a couple
it's 52, buy more.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it 56?
It took quite a few Bitcoins.
We're at 55.7 right now.
55.7. Yeah, few Bitcoins, 5%. Few. So 150K plus easy. Yeah, it's a nice chunk of change. But really, I'm happy for you guys. And by the way, 20. How many taps over there?
24 in the bar, and then the kiosk stuff and bar 76, and
that's
all over the place. Yeah.
How many of them are free dive?
There would be about half of them will be free dive.
I mean, honestly, because you're going to be pouring that nonstop out of that bar, I would think, right?
Dude, Florida special. I'm telling you that at Tropicana Field right now, the number one brand. So we are the most profitable beverage cart in 2019 at Tropicana Field. And then this year we introduced Florida Special. It is our number one selling brand, and we're up 400% on free dive and 600% on Holy.
So wait, so all 100 people at Tropicana Field drank your beer?
Oh, come on now. You're going to be one of those now. On average, 13,000 plus people are the average ticket scans at Tropicana Field.
Let me ask you, can I ask you a Florida? I have a Florida special. Oh, you got one, Dad? Go ahead.
Well, you said Night Swim. They're actually drinking the Night Swim brand. Over
Night Swim is actually one of my favorite porters.
Beer's so good.
Yep. Also available at Tropicana Field and Ray J.
Awesome.
That's good.
Yep.
Why? Listen, I know the people from Philly because I lived up there for many years in the Philadelphia metro region, and I know those people love their porter. That's for sure.
Yep.
One of the best breweries that I go to over there, that they don't even distribute. They have a great porter, and people go there for it. So I know those people drink their porter. So I know it.
What brew's that?
Iron Hill.
Iron Hill.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course. Hey Ken, let me ask you a Florida special question.
Yep.
And it's something I've been thinking about too. Why? And Kris, actually, while I'm asking this question, do me a favor. Can you find the can art real quick because I'm going to ask him a can art specific question and maybe bring up another Coppertail can so that people can understand what I'm talking about. The Florida Special brand is a complete and utter departure from all things Coppertail in my humble.
Yep.
The beer's great. The liquid's very good. I did not understand this move. It doesn't make it a bad move, but I just kind of don't get it because now I don't necessarily like conflate it with Coppertail. It's this weird thing that I got going on in my head as it relates to Florida Special. So can you enlighten me a little bit?
What do we look at? So I mean that brand was really
Can he see us?
yeah, no, I got y'all.
Oh,
He just isn't letting us see him because he's in his underwear.
Oh God. I'm literally doing this on my phone. If I knew you wanted to see my face, I would have grabbed my laptop.
Not
okay.
Dr. Ken Foutch.
No,
you're not a doc.
So we're clear.
So now that we've seen this can real quick, Kris, now flip to one of the new cans. They have 16-ounce cans of like Kiko or whatever. They just have this, for people who don't understand who Coppertail is, they have this beautiful artwork. They hired this artist who's got this whole series and he's got this. When you see this art, like all of their other cans connect to this. Yeah, mural is a great word for kind of even the style. Here, let's bring this guy. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I mean,
there we go,
dude. In
Front
fact,
center.
look, you're seeing a bunch of different things on that one page, the search page, right? Because I've got this. I mean, that guy looks a little like Hitler on the left there, but we'll let that slide. It's the artist has the same color palette. He has the same line style. It's the same character style. It's really good. And then you go to Florida Special. It's like a whole different thing. So Ken, why did we do that?
So that brand was created to kind of be its own standalone thing. Like I love Firestone Walker, one of my favorite breweries in the country, and they do 805. And that is a totally different brand, totally different everything. So something that we're going to be doing with this is that is going to have its own social media web page, like treated as a whole separate entity of the brewery, that brand. So we are literally just trying to do something that can appease the masses, and I think that beer looks like comfort, right?
As
when you
a
look
singular
at that brand.
SKU, so you're not looking to expand the SKUs. It's a singular SKU as it relates to the type of beer. You're not going to do Florida Special Light or Florida Special
Lime Lager or something.
There you go. Yeah, all that shit. You're not going to do any of that. You're just going to keep it. It's going to be Florida Special. Boom, done.
Yep, done. That's it.
It's like Narragansett. I don't hate it. Okay, that's a good explanation. Yep. I like that.
Yep.
No, really.
Keep it clean. Keep it easy.
Yeah, I like Narragansett too.
Do you have any questions for Ken? I mean, bringing it back in from Denny's closing out Idaho.
Well,
for months.
Yeah, I'm the odd one out here because
there's only 5 people in Idaho, so this is a whole month celebrating.
Yeah,
you said Iowa wrong.
Denny is one.
Yeah, but I'm the only one that not familiar with Coppertail because I haven't drank any Coppertail. So I'm listening to all this talk and I'm hearing a lot of inside talk about the beers and everything, and I'm left out. So I'm ignorant to Coppertail, but I understand what you said, that you are Florida's largest independent craft brewer.
Yep.
And that kind of surprised me because I was still thinking that you're bigger than Cigar City, or Cigar City, because they're Canarchy, they're no longer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything ill about
no.
Cigar City, and love Joey and Justin, and they're all awesome. But that's owned by that's what is it, Fireman Capital, so they're owned by a private equity company, and so whatever. I'm not playing this as craft. That's not craft. Again, I worked for a craft brewery that was purchased by by Heineken, and if people don't think that's craft, they can go fuck themselves, because that's still craft beer.
I hear you.
Fair enough.
Heard that.
Yeah, no. I was just that was.
Also,
I heard
a little known fact: Denny works in a safe room. He never leaves that room, so I don't know if you can see it or not. Ken.
If Ken can see that all these beers right here are Lagunitas beers, and these I have bottles back from the early 90s when they were doing their whole Frank Zappa series. And
see the Zappa's over your right ear. I can see
right
the
there. Yeah, the Zappa's right
exactly.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I got them all too,
I'm a fan of Lagunitas. And I visited Petaluma before they even had the Chicago plant. I went there. I toured. I listened to the stories. I love it. I'm a fan. I was disappointed. A part of me was disappointed when they sold half, to Heineken, and the other part when they sold the rest, kind of disappointed. But the one I will say this: the benefit of them having that global distribution is that now when I fly to Israel, which I used to fly to Israel twice a year, COVID kind of cut that out. When I'm on that flight, I get Lagunitas beers, and I never had Lagunitas beers before. So if I can go get a Lagunitas IPA or whatever special they have, and enjoy some good craft beer while I'm flying, 12 hours on a flight, then I'm happy. So that's definitely a benefit of having that global distribution. But
Ken, his wife also has maximum life insurance on him. So he really hopes that there is
So does mine.
He really hopes that there's an 8.5 earthquake that chops him up like
a paper shredder.
Well, hey, to your point, Denny, I had Lagunitas IPA at Charles de Gaulle airport, like fucking Holiday Inn or something, that I had to stay overnight because my flight got canceled and blah 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 blah. But it was great to have a out of date Lagunitas IPA. It was very good.
Really, really malty. Maybe a penny was dropped in there because it's so fucking old. It's great.
But, it was very malty, and it was the best beer in Paris because Paris does not have good beer.
But okay, so now I'll get to my questions. Ken, I'm going to get personal. Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So on my show, we all, so we started this. We're helping Joel out and Dan out with getting started with podcasting. And on my show, that we do, I'm all about craft beer education. So
it's fun.
In that craft beer education, we talk about people's craft beer journey. So I always like to find out how you found craft beer. What was, how did you go from whatever you were drinking, probably in college, getting wasted, right? You're all about getting out, have that massive amount of alcohol and getting blitzed every weekend, to enjoying, more refined beer, craft beer. And how did you find craft beer? And when you found it, was it something that you immediately loved, or is it something that took a while to get acquainted with?
I think I've got a pretty fun story.
Oh, good.
So my father, I grew up in Chicago. I'm not from Florida. I'm not tied here at all. But I grew up in Chicago, and my dad is a heavy lifting crane engineer. So he installed the tanks at Goose Island way back in the day. So when I was growing up as a kid, we had the mild ale in the fridge, and honkers, and 312 didn't even exist, so it would have been the IPA. And so was stealing dad's beers back then. I went to culinary school at CIA out in Poughkeepsie, New York. So I've got a food background, worked in restaurants a long time, and I took a job out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming at Teton Steakhouse.
Yeah, I've been there.
Awesome. Yeah. Love the place, love the family. And I lived above Snake River Brewing Company. So that was my first job, was actually on my days off. I was working at Snake River Brewing Company in 2001.
Nice.
So that was my first kind of real journey into there. Did that for 2 years, moved to Chicago, worked for the distributor out there for 4 years or so. And then I started at a brewery called the Lucky Monk in Barrington, right outside of Chicago. And I started hand filling bottles with a Blickman gun and crowning them right there on the ground, sitting in a 5-gallon bucket, washing kegs, the normal, pay your dues kind of thing. And then got to brew a little bit. And one of the big events, in Chicago is called Bug, Beer Under the Glass. And great event. And my first year at that event, I won Best Beer, which was for a white IPA. And that's probably 17 years ago now, 16 years ago. So brewed there for a while. And then I got to meet Tony McGee, and he loved coming into the brewery. His best friend worked for Lagunitas and lived right down the street from my brewery. So Tony McGee from Lagunitas would come in all the time, love the beers. And he's like, hey, I got this crazy idea. I want to build the largest craft brewing facility in the country in Chicago. And, it's at the Ryerson Steel plant. And my dad worked at Ryerson Steel way back in the day. And so, met Tony, jumped on board, and, we are part of what he called the Zephyr team. So if you're familiar with the Zephyr train, it comes out from the west, and, it comes into Chicago and into the east. And it's also a Zephyr wind that blows from the west blowing east. So, Tony talks about us in our book, in the book that he has. And, we were we were hired to develop the market before that brewery actually opened. And at that point, when I started at Lagunitas, we were 47,000 barrels. I left at 1 million barrels. So had a little bit of growth that happened in there. But I've lived all over the place: Boston, New York, Chicago, Wyoming, Austin, Texas, Florida a couple times. So my beer journey's taken me over the country.
Okay. So you first started, I'm assuming, based off the start of your story, that you first acquired the taste for craft beer was from your dad, right? I mean, obviously he enjoyed some good beers, and you would, sip one here and there, and he'd let you have it, and right away you had a taste for it.
And before like Coors came to, over the Mississippi, like his buddies that were truck drivers, and he'd throw them $20 and they would bring back a suitcase with them. And I remember drinking banquet beer, really, really young as a kid. The old man had always let, my dad's a mechanic, a little bit rougher guy. So, kids were, you grab one for him, you grab one for you take a sip off every top, every time you grab him a beer, he takes them off the top. So
I had a banquet beer tonight.
Did you?
Oh, that's my favorite.
I did. I sent these guys a
Yeah,
picture.
he really did. Yeah.
I had a banquet beer, and then I had a Reef Donkey, and then I had a Nasir Nevada, and then I sent them a picture of the evolving man from chimp to humanoid, and I said that I'm evolving this evening. So
Sort of.
I've retroed back now.
I think he meant devolving.
We started
Now
at the bottom. Now
I'm
we
like
hear.
I'm like Benjamin Button now.
Started at the bottom. Now we're here.
His blood alcohol content is de-evolving right now.
There's your shout out to Backtrack.
Hey, everybody.
Backtrack.
Well, I was going from not drinking to I just poured myself a glass of bourbon.
There we go. Dr. Not
bourbon.
Pouch.
Dr.
Ken
Foutch.
That's
No,
Dr.
just a little bourbon.
Dr. Ken Foutch.
It's the best.
Hashtag not Dr. Fauci.
If anyone's the doctor in that family, it's his wife.
You can't take
That would be right. She's the one with all the degrees and all that.
If I had to pick a doctor, it's Dr. Mrs. Ken Foutch.
Yeah,
I will say that's probably good clickbait though. To say Doctor, not Dr. Ken Fauci. Just saying.
So Ken, you went to
hashtag
CIA up in New York, right? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, so oddly enough, I went to Pennsylvania Culinary in Pittsburgh, where I met my wife. But what got you into food?
My uncle owned a classical French restaurant in Chicago. So I he'd pay me $5 an hour cash, and I would again cut mirepoix, peel potatoes, just doing back of house work like that. So just kind of did it from like 12 or 13 years old.
Wow.
I played sports during high school, but I ran a bakery as well. So I used to get all the baking done in the morning before I went to school, and then I came back, between end of school before practice and settle things back up again. So, that hospitality industry has just always been in my life.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I kind of miss it, but I don't really.
Oh God, no.
No. Well, Ken, you're running a kitchen now, so I don't know how far removed you are from it at this point.
Well, and I thought about this recently. I was like, God, I remember how stressful it was running restaurants. Well, now not only do I run a restaurant, but I run a fucking production brewery.
So Denny, and the news is, Denny, that pretty recently they kind of became a brew pub, and then more recently than that is they kind of had this shared contract with somebody who was running the kitchen, which is great. And then they took over the kitchen with very little to no kitchen experience outside of Ken, really.
Yeah.
So it's been a hell of a journey for him to kind of build this thing from scratch. I mean, maybe I'm being harsh, Ken, but it seems like a from scratch kitchen to me.
100% from scratch. We cure our own, bacons, we smoke our own sausages, we grind everything, force everything. Like there's not one thing that comes out of a jar. We are 100% scratch kitchen.
Every time I go there, the food gets better.
Yeah. Admittedly,
we're trying.
We actually, so Denny and myself, we have our podcast, Tap the Craft, which our other co-host owns a brewery over in Columbus that we went over to Coppertail and had a couple beers, had some food, and they were like, they asked me, they said, well, what kind of food should we order? I was like, look, everything here
Anything
is good. Everything we've ever had as far as food goes and beer goes, whether it's the kitchen or the brewery, is always just fantastic.
Man, I really appreciate that. My two chefs work their ass off back there, and really all the guys back there do a really great job. And in the first year we had the kitchen, we did over 200 specials. So we're always pushing. Innovation is priority for those guys. And one day we'll figure out this little food cost thing. It doesn't seem to work out for us that much. All
35%,
but
35%.
Hard, man.
yeah,
especially when you're doing specials like that, it's even harder.
But man, I think you can throw a dart at the menu, and that's what I tell people when you sit down. Like, what should I get? I'm like, dude, just wherever your finger lands, you're good. You don't have to worry about it.
But the specials are just phenomenal too. I mean, I think the last thing I had in there was you guys did like a barbecue flatbread pizza with habanero something on there, and it was hot, but man, it was good. It was just so good.
I love that our quality assurance manager gets involved too, where he loves doing fermentables. Yeah. So whether it's hot sauces or fermented French fries, fermenting out the potatoes, then deep frying them. But he actually helps out too with some innovation and some thought and creativity back there.
Sam?
Yep, Sam. Yep.
Yeah. Sam Swartz, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
If you ever need outside quality control, let me know, because
No, dude, their panels are ridiculous. No, Sam's apparently got the taste buds of Jesus or something.
He does.
Yeah, Sam's legit.
That he talks. I mean, Joel, when you sit at the bar and you have a beer with them, and I've been doing this almost 20 years, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. His palate's at a totally different level.
Yeah,
and I went to culinary school, and I've got my sommelier, and I've got my Cicerone and all that bullshit, and I still don't get it on his level.
Yeah, but you got your Cicerone when it was easy. Just kidding.
It was like 10 years ago. I'm still level 2.
I'm just making fun of myself because I can't seem to pass that fucking exam. But
dude, the essay was brutal. I don't give a shit.
The essay is the easy part. Jesus,
no,
try and get me to all that shit that they want you to the minutia.
Well, you just have to memorize the Oxford Companion. So if you can remember all 3,000 pages, you're good.
No problem.
Yeah.
Denny's got that stored in his beard right now.
Yeah.
It looks like
enough
it.
beard. Yeah, enough beard. But so back to the Tampa Stadium thing.
Yep.
So 24 taps. Now, are you going to try to keep unique things on 24 taps, or you mean like Joel said, you're going to have so many taps they're going to have a certain beers because they're going to go quick, and you just sort of maintain 16 beers. Even that would be tough to do. You guys normally can produce a variety of beers and styles that can keep that many taps active.
Yeah, I mean, even tasting room, we have no issue keeping 20 beers on.
Okay.
And it's a little harder for this brewery because we don't have a pilot system. So we're on a Rolex brew house, and we've got a 50 barrel. So
oh my gosh,
they're legit. Denny,
go big or go home.
Yeah.
So
Kent Bailey did not. He wanted the Rolls Royce of everything of this brewery. So we kind of had all the fun bells and whistles.
And Denny, that artwork began from the beginning. This equipment from the beginning. Like Kent Bailey built this thing to be a fucking workhorse from minute one.
Yeah.
And then they happen to also produce great beer. And just for the audience who may be friends with Denny, who don't understand who Coppertail is, I'll just give a little brief rundown, and Ken can supplement. We've got Free Dive, which is definitely their number one.
What style is that?
Pilsner malt based IPA. It's really bright for an IPA. It's got little lemony notes. It's very interesting and different in market where most other beers are competing on the same wavelength. You've got High Lie around here, which is really malty, which is on a different wavelength. And then Free Dive to me is lemony and a little bit more bright and is on a different wavelength. But then they've got that Night Swim Porter, which is excellent. This Kiko Santiago and this Alpha Hunt series is very good. They do
Unholy.
Unholy. Tell them about Unholy.
What's Unholy? Sounds good.
Tell them.
Kent wanted to brew. He loves some classic styles. We brew Kolsch's and Dunkels, and we brew all these great classics.
Dunkel's very good.
He wanted something different, and he loves Belgian beers. So but we weren't going to brew a triple. There some great breweries that brew triples already. So we were going to take an unholy route to this and make it an American triple. And when I say American, it has more hops and dry hop than our IPA does.
Oh no!
So like it's 9.5%, and it has all the great floral, bright citrus characters of the hops. But then you have all the phenols and esters of the yeast coming out, and it's just it's
and
fucking ridiculous.
And it's line price with everything else.
Yeah.
So the 9.5% beer for Joe Average, who doesn't know what the fuck it is still like, I don't know, Ken. What is it to me, like $200 a barrel or 200?
No, you're like what? No, we're like 185, 190.
Wow.
It's stupid.
Wow. So you can go to bowling alley and get a picture of this
Yeah.
beer because the price point was so good to them that they didn't even notice. So they're giving pictures, 32-ounce pictures for like, $8 special or something.
So you just brought up something that surprised me, because that's what my biggest it's not my biggest heartache, but I understand that more materials cost more for the beer. You got to charge more for it. But some of these breweries are really going over the top with that price. How in the world are you guys able to put that much into a beer yet sell it for a really good price? What's your secret?
We don't have an ego. That's
Fair.
really what it is to me. Like, you can be an asshole and you can go ahead and charge $260 for a sixtel, or you can make beer for the masses that we can all enjoy and pay a normal price for. We just don't have that ego and that badge we want to wear on our shoulder. And Kent built this place to make the best quality beer that we possibly can and make it for the masses. That's our whole point.
That's awesome. I really do appreciate that, because as I mentioned, one of my pet peeves is when breweries just decide to go ahead and charge more because they think they can, get more for it.
Hype train.
Yeah, the old hype train. And it doesn't. And then when you get it and it doesn't even taste worth that amount of money you paid for it, then you get pissed off. So if it's even a great beer and you're not getting robbed, that's even better.
Somebody offered me a beer for $162 a case, and that was like a wholesale price. It was I swear to God, what was it? It was it was who
if I had to guess, you bought it still.
It was no, I didn't. No,
Exactly.
I did not. Well, first of all, it was cans only. But it's 350 South, right? Is this the name of these guys? These fruited sour thing. 450 South.
450 North.
Dude. Their fucking cases came into Tampa and they were $168 for 24 cans of 16-ounce beer. And Denny, let me tell you, like the highest I'll pay as a bottle shop is maybe 110 it's a very expensive case of beer. $168 is on the border of insanity, and it just sold out. It sold, to Dan's point, everybody fucking bought it. They couldn't wait to
Everybody
buy
bought it.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I bought it once.
So
I bought it once too, and I probably won't ever again.
Ouch! Why?
What Dan said, hype train, whoop whoop, right? And they had a big kind of almost like not a recall, but they were touting that their beers were clocking in at 8.5%, 7%, and actually after they were tested, they were like 2%.
No, but they were still delicious, right?
I mean, look, they're good, and you know what? So is Jamba Juice.
Hey, speaking of Jamba Juice, how's that corporate ladder collab I gave you? How's
it's delicious.
That thing? The corporate ladder untitled art thing. So that's Jamba Juice.
No. You cannot say corporate ladder is Jamba Juice, right?
No, and I totally get what you're saying, Joel. Granted, look, I have never had to go down and talk to Blake at Corporate Ladder and go, bro, can you sneak me a 4-pack and set it off to the side? Look, I'll make sure I take care of you. No, I had to actually contact someone who knew someone that lived in the area of 450 North, so I could get 2 4-packs.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I got it and I was like, oh wow, I finally got a 450 North.
And it blew up in your face.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was thinking. Thank God, right? I mean, we didn't have to worry about that.
Can you imagine how hard it is to brew a Berliner and then just dump a bunch of fruit puree in there? Like, it must be really, really challenging.
Yeah. Well, Ken, weren't you guys having this fruited re-fermentation problem though for a minute when you first joined? Wasn't there? I feel like your fruited Berliners had some
We did, and it's because we choose not to ferment the fruit out before it gets packaged and keep it as natural as possible. And we don't, as you know, we don't have a filter at our brewery. We centrifuge and that's it. But I don't, and it's why we don't put a Berliner in a can. It's because we refuse to sacrifice quality. We're just not going to do it.
And that's fine. And to your point with Sam Swartz, let's talk about your QA lab for a second, because I think this is something. How many QA labs are in Tampa Bay?
I don't know, 3.
And how many breweries are in Tampa Bay?
Like 108.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, take that to heart, Denny. I mean, this is an expensive prospect, by the way, because not only do you need the equipment, but then you got to have a full-time employee that you have to keep happy and well paid and blah blah blah. I mean, it's a real it's a commitment, and I'm happy to say that Coppertail is one of the few that commits to that. It's Coppertail, Green Bench, and Cigar City, and Three Daughters, I guess.
Yep. Three Daughters has a real nice lab.
Yeah. So we're 4 of, and that's Desiree, right?
It's Desiree. Yep.
Yeah. She's good too. So
She's great,
there's
man.
there's 4 good lab, because the girl that run, and I forget, and my apologies, the girl who runs the lab in Green Bench, I forget her name. She's a lovely girl.
Tina.
I wish
so.
Ken, I wish I had the memory to say yes or no to that. I've met her. She is a ball of fire. She totally knows what she's doing.
We talking really, the one that's 4'7".
Yes. Oh,
yes.
She's a spitfire,
she's awesome.
Man. She's amazing. So all 4 of these people who run these labs are very, very brilliant people, and it's a really important aspect to brewing beer that I think that a lot of people miss. So what happens, Denny, is a lot of the local guys bring beer to these labs when they're like, "Oh shit, like what's wrong? Like I don't understand." So they'll bring it over to Coppertail or bring it over to Three Daughters and have them run it and see what's going on. But boy, the convenience of having it on site is second to none, especially if you got a just you have a 50-barrel brew system.
Yeah.
Is it?
I almost corrected myself as I was saying it because it sounded so big.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Is the problem with having your own lab is that you don't have a chemist that understands how to operate the lab, or is it the equipment that you need to purchase to to have a good lab, or what's keeping you from having your own lab? What's
the bar?
I mean, it really comes down to money and what your priority is, and, we've got, quite a few $100,000 wrapped up in equipment. We run PCRs. I can, run anything and let SRMs, IBUs, alcohol percentages.
Yeah, if I bring you a can of beer, you can run the ABV on it.
I can run anything at all. And so, and then, it's that full-time employee, just because an employee, makes $50,000 a year or whatever, that's not what it costs to actually, have an employee there. Like we pay 100% of health insurance.
Oh, nice.
We have 401k. So like it costs $100,000 a year just for one person, to be back there. So it's a, you have to commit to quality. And,
you guys hiring?
So
usually if the Bucks thing works out, okay, hiring more.
Good point.
So that's the key, Ken, is you're absolutely right. When you're brewing 50-barrel batches, you can't afford to have any problems, right? And it's worth it for you to have that safeguard in there to make sure at every step that the beer you're producing not only is going to be clean and without any kind of bad flavors, and also the same from batch to batch, right? You want to make sure that it's consistent and
inside the variants.
Yep.
So I mean,
one of the coolest things that we had,
being consistent, and I won't take anybody's royalties for saying that. Consistent.
I think one of the, you said consistency, and where, you have to be that if you want to grow to be a bigger brand. But I think one of the coolest things that I saw ever happen at a brewery, so 2019 at Hop Harvest, and Casey Hughes, our brewmaster, and myself and Sam, go walk hop fields and do hop rubs and buy lots and stuff like that. That's awesome experience. But
hop rubs.
But
those are legal.
We did blind, we do a blind rubs, if you want Simcoe, we can choose some different acres or farms.
Better. Hold on.
But we blindly picked the exact
hashtag not Dr. Foutch.
This is not a prescription from not Dr. Foutch.
But we blindly picked the same hop farmer 4 years in a row for a particular hop. And it's out of Idaho, actually. This farmer's out of Idaho, and we just did a collab with him, Farmers. And I think you had it, Joel, at the brewery. I think you had Farmers. But it's just really cool when that's how in tune we are with the beer to be consistent, where you could give us 10 different types of Citra and we can blindly tell you which one should be going in Free Dive, 4 years in a row. So that's pretty cool.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Free Dive is the one beer that I could say locally of all the things that I drink. And I drink a lot of Reef Donkey. I drink a lot of Highline. I drink a lot of Free Dive, because when you're at these places that don't have anything else, they have one of these 3 products, and Free Dive is the thing I drink the most of. And holy shit, does this thing always taste the same? I don't know how you guys do it. I have no idea, especially with the hop levels and all that shit in this huge batch. And oh my God, Ken, it's off the hook. I mean, so much so, Denny, that like I'm notorious for calling the rep, like, because I'll be somewhere and I know it's the lines, like I know it's not the beer, and I'm like, this is stale. This is like it's oxygenated. It's whatever it is, and I'm calling the rep bips, and I'm like, dude, you got to get out here. And lo and behold, they have someone out there like immediately to make sure that beer is up to snuff. It's cool.
Yep. That's good.
So what's everybody drinking on right now?
That's a good question. What's popping?
I was about to pop a new one open.
Oh, you know what? I've got a really geeky beer.
Yeah, we have some theme music. What's
Brand new whip.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I got
green bag.
Culture Tings.
Brand new whip that's popping.
Put it on, Tim.
What are you guys drinking tonight? What's everybody got?
I have a question.
You have a question?
So I got some Urban Chestnut Brewing Company. They're Stan Musial Classic American Lager.
Oh,
it's baseball
Stan
season.
It is.
It
wasn't that a Cardinals? Didn't he play for the Cardinals, Stan?
So they're based out of St. Louis, Missouri. So that would be my
See,
guess.
I'm not useless in all sports. I'm very useless in football. I'm
in the sports ball, yay!
Classic baseball thing. I've got a little.
I know. And then the Lenny Dykstra conversation we were having last week.
I'm good with Lenny. Well, Lenny played for Philly too, so I really got some Lenny Dykstra. And Lenny was on Howard Stern, so he extends all the way into like craziness of. He's like a Kardashian.
No, I know. Not Dr. Ken Foutch had said what he was drinking before, but could you say it again? What we get on tonight?
Good question.
What? Oh, I'm having Redemption bourbon.
How dare
so
you?
they are out of Indiana. This was referred to me as a friend. This is batch 29. It's only a 94 proof. So it's my friend JD Willett. I know JD Willett pretty well. He says anything that's under 100 proof is just child's liquid.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You put it in a bottle.
You heard of Joel?
This is a beer cast.
The distillery. You know, the FR Beercast really it goes across all genres of alcohol. I would say,
it really does.
We'll review anything that has alcohol. We don't really care.
Yeah.
If it drinks and we get fucked up on it, we'll drink it.
Well, we could get Chris's. We could get
my point.
Hey, we could get Chris's review right now of the Royal Jamaican Ginger Beer. I think that he has a good review of the Royal, which I think I made Ken try too on.
That was
Friday.
So good.
I just want to make cocktails with that. It was so like zesty and like so spicy.
Zesty is the right word. Royal Jamaican Ginger Beer is straight out of Jamaica. It's some small brewery. We all thought it was. I got called out that it was some big brewery or something, and then the person who called me out looked at the bottle and was like, "Oh no, this is a really small brewery in Kingston." Or
super sweet and a little syrupy up front, but then it was definitely spicy. Just
snap
earthy. There was a bite from that ginger. Denny, that would be something right up your alley. You and that's a mule making beer right there.
Denny, you might be able to find that. So the story here, and I don't know how it is everywhere else. The story here is that our distributor, who will go unnamed because I'm about to talk some major shit, they run out of inventory on their number one product is a Hefeweizen. I just won't get too specific, and they fucking run out of their number one product like on the regular. So I don't know what's going on, but they run out of this ginger beer on the regular. So when it comes in, you kind of got to order it. But man, it is crafty as hell. The snap, I call it snap. Ken said, what word did you use, Ken?
Zesty.
Yeah, zesty's good too. It's like a zesty snap. Man, that shit is spicy as fuck. So if you're gonna make a mule, that's what you make a mule out of.
This is ginger beer.
It's 4%. 4.5.
What's the who makes it?
I'll text you a picture of it because I said
Here, I'm gonna go grab
I'll
one
tell
right
you
now.
my favorite ginger
Royal
beer.
Jamaican.
Bro, we
Royal
were
Jamaican. Okay.
before we walked away, Denny. We were doing what's everybody drinking tonight? What do you got? What are you drinking?
I
You always got something different.
I just went and grabbed a bunch of stuff out of my fridge. So I was drinking some Deschutes. This is their
I missed it.
Squeezy Rider Hazy. It's like a branch off of their squeezed whatever their fresh squeezed IPA. This is like a session IPA, but it's 7%. But it tastes like you're drinking a session IPA, and I was shocked. That's not bad. And then someone brought over some beer for me, and this is New Belgium's Captain Dynamite IPA from their Voodoo Ranger thing. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's nothing special.
That's how they are.
Yeah, these Voodoo Rangers, they're not that great. You know, they're okay, but they're not the best.
A lot of hype.
Totally agree.
Right now.
So here you go. Look, Royal Jamaican,
and
alcoholic ginger beer. Yeah, man. Right, straight from Kingston, man.
Oh, so that's actually alcoholic ginger beer too.
Joel, before you open that, what are you drinking on right now?
This is culture Tings from Green Bench.
Very nice. Oh, Green Bench. I'm drinking the postcard pills that you sent us back.
Postcard pills is so good.
It's so good.
Go back. All right, so Jamaica, it's literal Jamaica.
Okay,
it's dope. I love it. It's very good.
I'm a huge ginger fan. I love everything ginger.
Denny, I'll make it a point to send you some of these.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to have.
I bet you not. Dr. Ken Foutch can probably organize some kind of a. Since you said you've never had any Coppertail,
I never had any Coppertail.
You might be able to organize a care package.
I think we need to. Yeah, Joel, you need to make sure to connect us.
I'll text you his address.
Yep, perfect. Yep,
that would be fantastic because I've heard great things about Coppertail from not only my co-host Kris, but also from Joel and Dan and Tim. They've talked you up, and now after talking to you, I really want to drink some of this beer.
So banged up on Brews Band.
I wish I could find this fucking picture. Jesus Christ, Dan! I swear to God, I'm so glad we're on video. Dan is so everyone's in a line. It's like 12 people, and Dan is in the front, dead center, like this. Oh my God, it's so great. Tongue out, like so loaded.
Yeah, like, who is that guy in that fucking picture?
I left early that night. I don't know why. I had something else to do, so I left to go do whatever that thing was. I think it was a kid thing,
wife and kids, and
it was probably exactly something like that. And then I get this picture sent to me later from Bibbs, and I'm just like, oh my God. It was on Facebook. It showed up as a memory on Facebook in like March. That's what happened. That's where I saw it last.
So I want to back up. Denny, you're having a New Belgium. So I pay for all of the Craft Business Daily and Beer Business Daily and all the info.
Mm-hmm.
So New Belgium is on fire. Like that brand is just straight up, total resurgent from what it was. Nationally, it is outselling Sierra Nevada right now as a brewery in the off-premise, which is a lot. I mean, Sierra's a great brewery and been doing this, 30 fucking years. But like, what is it with New Belgium and this resurgence of they kind of went cold for like 4 years? And, I don't know if it's Kim Jordan, coming and going and coming and, she's ran the company not a bunch of times, but man, that brand is just, I don't know what's going on.
That surprises me because I would have said the opposite. My thought is New Belgium is like diving, and especially with, I hate to dog on it, but this Voodoo Ranger, the first beers they released, years ago, it stood out, right? It was actually decent. The double IPA was fantastic back then.
Mm-hmm.
But every beer that's come after that has not been that great. I don't know if that's, if the marketing is causing people to come
Imperial. To them. The Voodoo Ranger Imperial.
Yeah, the Imperial one. Yeah,
the most acceptable beer.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Yeah.
I loved it. So again, on my wall, you'll see that I have a ton of all kinds of New Belgium specialty beers that they produced back in the day, which I can't find anymore. I literally do not believe they are making all these beers, the lawful. I mean, they may be still making
Lawfully
lawful
and yuzu or something, and yep.
I mean, I loved them. I bought every single 22-ounce bottle that they came out, and all of them were fantastic. And that was what was driving me to New Belgium, not the stuff they not the fat tire and everything else they do, but the unique stuff that they brought out that really rocked my socks off, right? And now I see zero of it. I might find a La Folie come in like in a small bottle now every so often, but not like it was before. And that's sad to me because that was where.
Well, now they're owned by Coca-Cola.
So what?
Yeah, I don't know. They're not by Coca-Cola. They're by another company. But I don't know why they stopped doing all those, or at least distributing all those good beers that I know.
And they didn't stop, Denny. It's just this. So there's definitely two things working against them because I believe they still make those beers. I was getting those kegs before COVID for sure. So I think that they're still making those beers. There's been a huge pullback in straight up bottle shop shit in terms of like people who used to carry all kinds of bombers and stuff, which is the La Folie stuff, which we all love. And by the way, that beer, I'll talk shit about New Belgium all day. I will not talk shit about La Folie.
Is the best.
Oh, that series is unbelievable. It's unbelievable, right? Like it's next level shit. But to your point, I've not seen that lately either. So I totally get it. But here's the picture of Dan. Oh my God, here it is for those who are watching. Here he is, banged up on Bruce Banner. There's Ken.
He looks like he photobombed it. Like he just
look at Ken in the unholy shirt on the right there. There's Ken. He's brand new. Hi, I just work for Coppertail. Now this guy's
literally got
all
off the plane
banged
like
up.
10 hours ago.
And Dan's all banged up on. Dan just. By the way, I think Dan drove in that day because Dan's notorious for this.
Wait, which one's Ken?
Look
in
at
this picture?
Bips.
Which one's Ken?
Unholy shirt, right there. That guy.
There we go.
Right there.
Oh,
Okay.
there he is.
All right. Now I got a face to go with the name.
Ken Foutch, and then Bips with the mustache, which is ridiculous.
This entire interview, he's been thinking of Dr. Fauci with the glasses.
Yeah.
And,
I can't
we had a
clear
better
it out of
set.
my head. Yeah,
I think I disappointed, huh? I definitely disappointed.
How great is that picture?
That's
So as soon as I said that, you know what? It popped up on Facebook during Tampa Bay Beer Week this year, and I saved it to my phone, so I had to look on this year's pictures for that picture. So
That's
glad I found it. It's a classic. I'll never forget that. I'm telling you, it's like, I wonder how Dan's doing with Coppertail. And I get this text message. I'm like, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
4 bruised banners later.
Are we all happy that the 22-ounce bombers are a thing of the past and
Yes.
no one does them anymore? And we go on to 16-ounce cans and that? Are we all?
No, the pendulum swung too far.
You think so?
Really?
I think there are some beers that should be offered in that format, and it's okay. And then they're like, Denny, what I'm saying is like before it was like every fucking beer was in a goddamn bomber, and it was like that Cigar City, that Jolly Ollie we were showing earlier. That's an IPA, and they released it on a 22-ounce bomber. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? That's not a bomber level thing. That's a
wait a minute.
Pack,
So you're
4-pack, 16-ounce cans.
You're good without the 22, right?
I am, but now give me a sour. Give me a sour in a 22.
No,
right? Like a
nobody wants a sour in 22 ounces.
You want it in a 375,
Exactly.
Cajun cork or
Oh,
a 550.
I see what you're saying.
Like,
I see what you're getting
you
at.
want a smaller one of the sours.
So we're talking about the 750 in particular.
the 750. So
can go away.
on my
Too
top
much.
shelf is 750s. Well, you can't see maybe the top.
Don't
tops,
tell the
but
Belgians that. The Belgians are going to fucking kill you.
The
They still make
750
Methuselahs.
is dead. I don't want any more 750s. The 22 should be dead. Although I won't be able to add any more bottles to my collection because if I don't have 22-ounce bottles, it's not worth saving. But
they're going to be 19 22-ounce cans.
19.6.
I appreciate going down to the 12-ounce bottles, or even for sours, the 375 or 375, whatever, because I don't want to drink a big bottle of sour. Those big bottles of sour, I drank them, but I was younger back then. Now I'm nearly 52, and my stomach doesn't handle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll be shitting yourself all day.
Yeah. So and I lost. I don't have as many people that want to drink sour ale. So I'll collect a sour, and if it's in a big bottle, it takes me a long time before I get the courage up to pop it, and I know I'm going to drink that whole thing by myself because nobody else wants to drink it with me. So I'm okay with the 16-ounce cans. The cans are tougher because I like to collect things, and now I'm collecting. labels, right? So now I can peel these labels off, but that's not the same as collecting the bottle, right? A lot of these New Belgiums are all silkscreen bottles. A lot of the Stone Brewing ones I have they're all
so the silkscreen bottle thing I really miss.
Yeah.
Stone had the coolest fucking thing going on with those silkscreen.
Yep.
Those my favorite was the triple IPA. What was it called? Ruination. Those Ruination bottles were fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
But to your point, here's what I would like to see. What I'd like to see is, like, Ken, just cut it out with the 16-ounce cans. Get the 500 mil shit. Do the Florida special. Do the Florida special and 500 mil, the 16.9 ounce cans. Do that shit to differentiate yourself, and then release your stout and those stubby little, like, what are they? 6 ounce cans or something?
Oh God, yeah, they're 8 ounce,
but they're the same circumference.
Do it.
Yeah.
They're the same circumference, but they're just Or you could do the slim can, which I know you got to get a whole new setup for that, so I don't know how feasible that is, but the slim can is the future, just so that everyone's aware.
Well, that little 8 ounce is the one, and Casey and I have been talking
the Red
about
Bull can.
Yeah, that little doing like a little mini like barrel selection. So you'll have each one of those is gonna be like a rum barrel, a whiskey barrel, a gin barrel, whatever. And that little mini 4-pack, a little 8 ounce one's all cute or something, at Coppertail price would be like $20 only.
Exactly.
What'd you say earlier? Because we don't have an ego.
Don't have an ego. No,
$19.99, Joel.
But that's
keep the ego out of it.
Take it. Listen, but there's a middle, and we keep talking about this, and I'm going to keep going back to this because this is a Dave Doble line. Beer is not a discount beverage.
Nope.
Right?
No, it's not a discount beverage, but give it to it. Okay.
I'm just saying, Denny, there's a middle ground, right? There's like the guy who's selling a half keg for like $65, which is outrageous. And then there's the guy who's selling the half keg for like $4.50, which is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Going back to Firestone Walker, obviously Ken is an admirer of their brewery. So am I. I love Firestone Walker, but when they were releasing the bigger bottles and charging a lot of money for them, it was harder to be able to come up with those prices to get those special bottles. I have a bunch of them on this shelf. You can't see.
Yeah.
But now that they have it, now they reduced it into the smaller bottles and lowered that price to the consumer. It feels like, you know what? It's, $12.99 for a 16-ounce bottle. And I feel like I can afford to pay $12.99 for that. Where when I'm paying $26 for a 22-ounce bottle, it feels like that's $26. That's way too much. So bring it down to $10 to $12 range. And people will just pull it off the shelves. And that's what I've seen. They go a lot quicker.
Yep.
And you could probably get your margins up. On Denny's point, I bet you could actually, on a per ounce basis, you could probably charge more in a smaller package and do just as well, if not better. I think you're right, Denny. I mean, the 22 ounces of a stout always seemed like too much to me. Yeah. Even when I was like, just looking to get hammered off of a stout, like, boy, 22 ounces of a 10, 11, 12, 13% thick ass Florida based cycle Cigar City thing is like, wow, boy, it is straight up more calories than KFC.
Now, I really miss some Firestone Walker Pilsner. What is it? Prevo?
Pivo Pills.
Pivo.
Awesome.
Pivo Pills is
Tell
amazing.
me, is that not the best lager in the country?
No, it's awesome.
I mean,
I don't know, man. What about Victory? What about Prima?
Yeah, Prima is good.
And you guys love Postcard, but I'll throw a Postcard in there too with those.
This is
Denny. Have I sent you a Postcard?
No, I haven't got Postcard.
All right, I have to send you Postcard.
So talk about unrespected Pilsners. I've talked about it on my show. I love the Scrimsaw Pilsner from North Coast.
All right,
North
number
Coast.
one. Hold on. Reset the game, Denny.
Okay,
you're right.
sorry.
It's number one. Scrimshaw is number one. No,
I think all
three
of those are exactly at the top level of Pilsners.
No, Scrimshaw.
Is Old Rasputin not the best? Russian Imperial Stout.
My favorite. It's
it
still
not?
My favorite. Yeah,
exactly.
Still my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes, North Coast is like, boy, I wonder how they're doing right now. I really do. I know that Disney carries, or back in the day, pre-COVID, when I go to Disney, I would have Scrimshaw at a couple of different places, which is another reason I'm nodding my head. I'm telling you, this beer is indistinguishable from a German Pilsner, which is actually kind of like the Green Bench thing, but I feel like the Green Bench thing is hopped more prodigiously. And I noticed that it's an American Pilsner, whereas the Scrimshaw is like the local. So we had June on from Barry House. Boy, I mean, indistinguishable from German beer. That's the Scrimshaw. Denny, I thank you for saying that. I can't believe I forgot about that beer. That what a fucking sin that is that I even forgot.
So here's what I love is that North Coast Brewing has transitioned from bottles. They still do bottles, but they've also transitioned to 16-ounce cans, 4-packs of them, and I can get a 4-pack. Now I get more old Rasputin in a 4-pack 16-ounce can than I do than I had the 4-pack of the 12-ounce can.
You drink 16 ounces of that?
Yes. And I love it. And I'll go buy a 4-pack of each of those, the Pilsner and the old Rasputin. And I just keep them in my fridge and I pull them out when I want them. And they're great. In fact, I have one more Scrimshaw in my fridge that I was going to bring up and drink, but I drank other stuff instead.
I don't think we can get North Coast here anymore. I think they pulled out of Florida.
I'm with you. I remember seeing it a while back, but it's not showing up much.
Ken, you said no?
We cannot get it here. No.
They pulled out of Cav.
That's too bad.
I've not seen their beer.
I guess they're probably
the Pilsner does not. I've not seen the Pilsner at
I bet you they're just doing draft for Disney. That's my bet. I bet you they're through Cav and it's Orlando only and it's Disney only. Like that what was that Norwegian pills that I was serving that was amazing? It was ass pills, AASS, Denny.
I've never heard of that one. That's a new one for me.
Oz Pilsner. It is the oldest brewery in Norway, and the story goes that Epcot, heavy user of this beer, obviously, and then Epcot closed for COVID for months and months and months and months. So this beer was about to code at the distributor. They were selling this beer for $45 for a 30-liter one-way keg, which is basically a $15 cost on just the keg, and they're selling them for $45. I bought a metric shit ton of this beer over months and months and months because it was excellent. By the way, the beer is out of this world. It's just as good as any German Pilsner you've ever had. It's very, very good.
I'll look for it. I've never seen that one before.
I don't know if you'll see it again.
I may not, but now I'm intrigued because I like a good Pilsner.
Oz Pilsner, buddy. Oz Pilsner. People will come up. Can I get some ass? Is that ass?
AASS.
A glass of ass. It's good. It's good shit. It's not Florida Special good, but it's Florida Special, by the way. Ken, is that a Pilsner?
That is an American lager.
American lager. Yep, what does that mean? Do we know what that means?
It means it has no alcohol, so it's 3.8%. It's 100 calories.
It's about 3.8%
Is it
alcohol.
3.8?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
you can
actually
just crush them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I want to have a geeky discussion. Discussion real quick. I repeat this like a parrot, and I don't know all the details, and I would love to know more of the details. So here's what I say as a parrot: it is very difficult to brew a clean 3.8% beer. This is a difficult thing. There's no malt to hide behind. There's no hops behind. You're not doing a lot to the beer. It's 3.8, so it's got to be clean. How does one achieve that? Like, what is that actually? Like, what are those words? I say these words, right? Just like people who are like, yeah, Ethereum is going to be like the new internet, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I don't either. What does that mean?
Process.
For us, we run CIP before we brew. So CIP is a clean in place, practice that we use. So, hot water rinse, an acid rinse, a hot water rinse, and this all goes through our lauter tun, our hop neck. So all the pathways that we have get totally sterilized before we start brewing lagers like this. And, you just have to be clean. It's 100% Pilsner malt. I mean, there's nothing to hide behind in this beer.
Wow. 100% Pilsner malt. What's does it have the hop schedule on here? Kris said I just missed it.
It just says German hops.
Yeah, it's going to be yeah. Yep. So the key is to keeping the yeast healthy. So the yeast isn't going to put off any off flavors, and of course, off gas. Getting that all that sulfur out of the system before it goes to packaging, because you don't want to have that be a problem. So, I mean, I have to applaud the process you guys have in place to produce a lager that you're planning on, from what it sounds like, making it a staple of Florida, right? This is a Florida special. It's going to be the 805 of Florida, right?
Correct.
This is
and it's very good, that's what Denny.
Yeah, and if you can do that repeatedly and get this beer to be the Florida beer, I applaud you for that. And that, not only is that a monumental task to reproduce a lager at macro capacities, and repeatable, then I mean that's really good. And you, it's a bold decision, and I really hope you guys can pull it out, because that's really good.
Ken watched the meteoric rise of Founder Solid Gold too.
Yep.
Which we've sparked this.
We have some cool tanks back there. So we lager in all of other tanks for the most part are Rolex tanks. So a very unique pitch of cone, and they do great ales and even lagering.
Mm-hmm.
But we have two 230 barrel tanks that we lager in, and we have the big boys. So a lot of our lagers will actually sit for 3 or 4 months.
Oh wow!
In condition, and man, they are just so crystal clear. They're so crisp. They're so clean.
Yeah.
You get all your fermentation done in the first 6 weeks. You pull the yeast off, and then you just let the beer rest.
Mm-hmm.
And even at the height of COVID, I mean, I think we had one batch that was like just under 4 months.
Wow.
And that was literally the best batch of Florida Special I've ever had. One of the better lagers that I've ever had in my life. It was so good.
That's amazing. So it really is the time.
Got to give it time. I love these diacetyl bombs that we all have the local breweries around.
Oh no.
They're like, oh, you got to try the lager. And I'm like, oh my God, movie theater butter. It is pure fucking diacetyl. It wants to sit.
I hate diacetyl. I'm very sensitive to it. And any hint of diacetyl, no matter what the beer style, and I'm out. I mean, I could taste it right away. So yeah.
I find that some of these IPAs like to sit though too. Funny enough, some of them are like they're like too fresh. They're very
too green.
They're very green. Is a great word.
Yeah.
Green, and then some of them, if you let them sit around, they're not so green. And then the other beers are like the doubles. So I had this or triple, even this Atticus from Parish Brewing. That was, boy, it was very. My memory's not serving me well. I definitely didn't like the beer when I tried it. Okay, it was very fusel. I remember that, and it was really hop forward, and maybe green might be the right word, but I can't remember. And I was like, no, I don't like this, and I just put it away, and I didn't try it. And then 3 weeks later, or 4 weeks later, I don't remember what it was, and I was like, man, all right, fine, let me have one of these again. Let me see if I made a mistake. And the whole beer changed in 4 weeks. It was crazy. The beer turned into this really round, like if you see an Atticus, a Parish Atticus on the shelf anywhere in Tampa right now, buy that thing. It's like a barley wine. It just keeps getting better.
So I've had the same experience, Joel, where I'll buy an IPA and I'll try it fresh, and I'll like, ooh, this is too, it's got too much going on, and you just let it sit. And as it ages, because what happened is they packaged that thing too soon, right? They didn't let it breathe and get to the point where, rest and get to a point that they said, hey, I'm in a hurry. I'm getting this thing out, and I'll let the consumer figure it out. Well, guess what? You get this beer out to the consumer. They do what I did, drink it fresh, and their cheeks are poking in, and they're like, this is horrible. They're going to throw it away or give it away. And go ahead, Ken.
Sorry, I would say one of my favorite breweries for that is Half Acre Daisy Cutter, and I love Daisy Cutter, but as it sits, it gets like more grassy, more floral, and it loses like that lemon rininess to it, and like in that sharp, and it just mellows out so nice. And it's one of my favorite IPAs. I don't want to say age, but let it go for 30 days. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it needs to cut the edge off a little bit, right? Sometimes it's just too edgy, and that to me it means it was just they tried to rush it. Anytime an IPA is rushed and it's not sent out like just the right time, it's gonna be more difficult to drink if it needed to rest more and open up.
But Denny, they're using your favorite yeast. What is the name of this yeast? Kvike. right?
yeah.
So they're rushing everything to the point where they can't wait for the yeast to even fucking finish. So they got to
Well,
find
if
the
you rush
fastest
Kvike,
yeast.
then you're really rushing it because
You
that
know,
is a fast acting.
But that's
yeast.
what
You
I'm
don't
screaming
rush
is that
Kvike.
then they're rushing it based on like I'm using Kvike, and now it's like, oh, the beer's done, great, get it the fuck out of here so that I can make another beer, right? Like I think that's the turn.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it too quick.
They
but
could let it sit in cans though for like a month at their place without sending it out, I guess.
Nothing. I'll tell you what, any beer, any IPA that comes out that gives me hop burn, especially these hazies, I will never drink another beer from that brewery again.
Okay, explain how much. I need you to explain hop burn. This is a great term. And I agree with you, but
they rush it. They rush it out, and the hops haven't biotransformed enough to work out all that acidic and whatever going on in there, and they package it. Then you get to the consumer, you pour it, you drink it, and as soon as you drink it, you're getting burn of like almost acid burn down your throat as you're drinking it. And as that's happening, it's a miserable experience, and it's not the way a beer should ever taste. And in any time I have hop burn like that, I immediately say this beer, for one thing, is going to get a low rating for me. And at that point, I stop buying beer from that brewery because they've lost the quality control of making sure the beer that goes out is
paid for it
quality.
too.
And you probably overpaid. Yeah,
I've never experienced it, but I mean, what would you equate it to? Like drinking, like
I know Tim drinks a lot of like collective arts and
super-
stuff, and then he'll have the
super-
TBBC stuff, which is definitely not
you like
hop
talking
burn.
like
And
burn that sake gives you when you take it.
No,
maybe
What is it like?
It's
What
like
do you-
super
what do we-
blistering
lemonade.
burn. It's like
Super tart
blistering
lemonade
burn.
and sake all combined together.
Yeah,
super tart lemon. So it's like rough.
Acidic.
Yeah, it's like
it's
You know that
it's
feeling
hard to
after
explain.
you vomit.
Yeah, exactly.
gross.
You just
Exactly.
threw up
Say
in
that,
your
that
mouth.
acid reflux, like
yeah, and
popping out of
swallowed
your
it back
throat,
down.
and it's like, oh my god, and
That's
then it
it.
ruins the rest of your night.
Mm-hmm.
So
Acid
is that
reflux,
because
perfect.
it's green, or is that like is that beer never going to be good?
Well,
Like if I let that beer hang out for a month and a half, what percentage of those beers are going to turn out okay?
I again, if you already ruined it by you packaging it that early,
It's once you
like
package it,
you have to let that byproduct sit in the bottom of the cone, take it out of there before you package beer.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
No,
You've already ruined.
you've already ruined it. If it's in the
You've already
can,
No,
it's already ruined,
You
and that's
ruined
why.
you ruined it.
That's why I boycott those breweries from that point on. I say, hey, quality control is out the door. I'm not buying. I'm not spending my money on them anymore.
I'm with you, Denny. I'm with you, man.
I get it. No, I listen. I'm asking questions more for the audience than for me. Believe me, I totally get it. I do. I've never gotten hop burn from Coppertail. That's for sure.
No,
Hey,
I can't imagine you would. No.
Here for educational reasons, Ken. What's the rest of this Alpha series? Because I'm forgetting. It's the Kiko. It's the
We
three
got
of them, right?
Kiko. We have Winston Sheffield, Pax Odeon, and why am I drawing a blank here? Winston, Kiko, Pax, Sorcha
O'Sullivan. Ooh, Sorcha O'Sullivan. So these, and they're all doubles, or is one of them a single?
No, they change year to year. This is really us going out in the hop field, and we talk about this is our Hop Hunter series, and this whole series is all about whatever hops we go find in the field, and we have great relationship with farmers, so they send us HBC 372 or whatever the hell new variety that they only put 5 acres in. They'll send us an acre worth of hops, and so it's all trial stuff. We're just trying to find the new next Citra. Everybody's on the hunt for the new next thing.
Yeah. No, and that end where I can influence somebody. The funnest thing, and I think you guys have used it once, and I think we maybe even talked about this. The funnest hop I've had of recent was the Sierra Nevada put out a variety pack probably 2 years ago, and they had this, it was just called experimental hop number 526 or whatever the hell it was, and I could look it up. This thing tasted like it was in barrels, like it had a barrel aged flavor from the hop. It was pretty intense, and I'm shocked that I've not seen anybody really use this prodigiously at this point. Ken, I'm telling you, I even got like vanilla. Like it's almost like this thing was sitting in a French oak barrel, and there was no barrel age to it whatsoever. It was a double IPA put out by Sierra Nevada in best year I got is probably 2018.
Okay.
Like, I could definitely find it. It's so cool. It's like we were talking about vanilla earlier, right? It's almost like getting vanilla without putting vanilla in your beer.
I am so into Idaho 7 right now. Sabro.
Sabro, yes.
Laurel's great.
Sabro, yes. Idaho 7, no.
Denny doesn't like Idaho
no.
7.
Denny's
I
been
am
very
anti-
bitter about them.
There are a couple of farms, a couple of ranches that really just kill it on Idaho 7. I'm not saying all of them. Actually, even the best Idaho 7 could be grown in Washington, not even Idaho. But again, it's acre to acre. But man, I've had some really great Idaho 7.
It's the way it's used, though. What I found is that it cannot be a single hop, right? It's got to be blended used the right way with another hop that accentuates each hop's what's missing, right?
It wants Simcoe. It wants Mosaic. It wants something else with it, for sure.
Exactly. It needs more to it. Those beers I enjoy. If it's all Idaho 7, it is just too much for me. And I've drank a lot of Idaho 7 because I live in Idaho, right? So I get a lot of Idaho 7 hop beers, and I'm like, nope. I mean, there's very few that actually make it to where, that's a really well done version of utilizing this hop. But it's always a hop that's used in conjunction with other hops that the whole series works its way out. But Sabro, you're right. Sabro has become my last 2 years my favorite hop that just has so many good characters to it, and it just like makes me happy when I drink beers with Sabro.
Right, it's a little diesely. You can get a little bit of menthol in there. It has the dankness to it, and depending the acreage too, you can get like tropical notes out of it, and like mango, papaya. Like it's really, really unique hop.
Yeah.
And huge fan.
It's great fresh hop too, because again, a lot of the hops come from Yakima Valley and come from Idaho, and I'm right down the street from the Idaho hop fields, and we get a lot of fresh hops during fresh hop season, and Sabro is like the fresh hop Sabro beers are incredible. I love them.
So when pandemic hit, the 2020 was a year where I was going to do something that has never been done really in the Southeast, and I was going to bring fresh hops to Florida. So I had an agreement with CLS and Carpenter Ranches out in Washington. And I had everything set up for plane, and I was going to bring 2,000 pounds of fresh hops. So not only just for me, but all the local breweries or all the breweries in Florida that want to participate. Wow. You can get these hops at cost for me. And then, but the deal was that you had to come back for the Coppertail Wet Hop Fresh Hop Harvest Festival and bring a keg back, so we all get to share it and enjoy it. Then COVID hit, so I'm probably going to try to pick that up in 2022 and get all this fresh wet hops, because us down here in the Southeast, we know nothing about wet hops and fresh hops, dude. Yeah, it's not. We get T90s and stuff like that. Like that's how we, that's our hops. So I'm going to work on that one again, though.
Hey, I got you, Ken. HBC 472 hop.
472.
Yeah, that's what I got. It says distinctive oaky barrel-aged character. It's experimental hop double IPA by Sierra Nevada. It was many years ago.
Hop Skulls, yeah, we've used that one a couple times at Hop Skull.
Have you?
Yep.
So Ken, I've got a little
dude, I have the clear glass one too, man.
The Fat Boy, right? The Lagunitas Fat Boy. So I just want to show off that I have.
What is that, Denny?
It's a Lagunitas.
It's a growler, 64.
64 ounce growler from Lagunitas.
Awesome.
But it's got the imprinted Lagunitas dog. And then on the side, it has the Lagunitas on the back. So.
And do you have the measuring stick on the side of it?
Yes. It's
okay.
So it has the measuring right down here. It's hard to see in this camera, but it has
clear
glasses, and the paws on the other side. So it has everything. It's a full, the full thing. So I wanted to show off that. Yeah, it's OG, and I mean, I'm a huge Lagunitas fan. I loved the stuff. I've read Tony McGee's book a couple times. It makes me laugh every time I read it. I mean, really good story of how. And the thing is it filled in a lot of the stories behind the labels that I read. Right. I mean, as I was drinking these beers years and years ago and reading these labels and wondering, wow, what's the story behind this? He filled in those blanks by telling the stories behind the labels and behind what was going on at that time. Drinking the beers, not knowing that this was going on and that was going on. And then when I went to the brewery and toured the brewery, and I heard even more stories that weren't revealed during the book or, out in real life, that just filled in more of the background that I really appreciated.
Like B2K was an employee that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But every one of those labels had a really, really deep story.
Yeah.
And when you read the book, you realize how much weed, Tony McGee smokes.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I would say about the book is that if you want to learn how to money launder, be able to bounce checks, open bank accounts, transfer money, like Tony should have gone to jail a long time ago.
That's it.
So you want to start a brewery.
Yeah. It's a great book.
He'll teach you how to money launder, is pretty much what he'll teach you how to do in there.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite, beers back in the day was brown sugar. Right. I mean, and I didn't understand, why is it only released every 2 years? I was pissed off, and then they didn't release it the 1 year they were supposed to release it. And then they released Lagunitas Sucks because, hey, we know we suck because we didn't release this beer, but we'll release this one instead.
And Lagunitas Sucks was fucking delicious too.
Yeah, they were both good. But I love the whole story behind, how brown sugar came about, right? It was a failed batch. They had to go get some extra sugar to get it going. And that was brown sugar. They just bought every pack of brown sugar they could from the store, threw it in there and fermented it. And guess what?
It's such story-driven brewery, right?
Yeah.
There's a story. All these beers that I love from them. It's so funny that you're telling the story, Denny, because I love to tell the undercover investigation shutdown
that one's
story
too,
which I'm not going to retell because everyone knows it. But it's just like, these guys are just full of great stories, and they accompany these great beers, and they're usually, maybe brown sugar aside, but very high gravity. We have Waldo's on right now, which is a very classic Lagunitas 11.4% IPA. I mean, it's so old school West Coast. It's fucking amazing. It's just, and it's got the same yeast that they use in every single beer, so it's a Lagunitas beer. But man, it's so good. I love it.
It was so weird when after that undercover happened. Very, very cannabis friendly brewery, and it's California and all that. Man, we could not partake on property.
No.
There was only one way to ever get fired from Lagunitas, and that was to go partake on property. The next time that drugs were found on property, the government owned everything. Like they were taking it all.
So long story very short, Lagunitas was accused of selling marijuana on the back porch, when in fact what
they were giving it
was,
away.
Yes, exactly. People would just go back there and be like, "Hey, I'm smoking a joint. You want some?" So of course the DEA caught wind, and pun intended, I guess. And they came and did a whole shutdown of the brewery, which is where the undercover investigation shutdown out comes from. And to Denny's point, you know what? I'm pissed this year because they didn't do undercover investigation shutdown ale. It's an April kind of minted beer, and it did not come out this year. So I'm a little pissed about that. So I need a Lagunitas Sucks of my own to replace the missing in undercover investigation. Ken, we need a Coppertail undercover investigation shutdown.
Oh, I hope not. Still to date though, the largest joint ever confiscated in California history was Ron Lindenbush's joint on the undercover day, and he rolled that joint with a sushi roller. He literally broke out a sushi roller and rolled the thing up.
Oh, that's really funny. And then the DEA shows up that day.
Oh, dude, they were dropping down, from the side of the building, like on ropes and fucking helicopter. They were everywhere in seconds.
This is in Petaluma.
It's in Petaluma, yeah.
I mean, really, even in retrospect, it's
dude, they thought there were grows going on in the brew house, and there were all these crazy stories. And
oh my God,
it was pretty cool. Where when I worked there, we had a budget. So if you were on travel or entertaining people, you could literally write on a napkin $200. New Orleans, and they would reimburse you for cannabis. So again, you were never allowed to sell drugs. You were only allowed to give drugs away. That is the only way we had to go there.
Oh my God, it's really funny.
Yeah, the stories are actually true.
On that note, seeing as how it's now 11 o'clock, I want to thank Dr. Not Ken Foutch for this is the best moniker yet for joining us this evening. Thank you for taking the time. We really appreciate it,
guys.
We'll have you back when you have more to say, and maybe a semi-regular guest. I think we all enjoyed your presence. Thanks for coming.
I did. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate it.
Give it
Then,
up for the Dr. Not Ken Foutch.
Perfectly timed, Tim. You're getting that thing nailed down, man.
Thank you, Tim.
I appreciate you guys, man. Ton of fun hanging out.
Appreciate you.
Would love to share some beers and whiskey sometime.
All right,
Thank you, buddy. We will. We will.
Denny, I'll send you a little care package, brother.
Oh, thank you, Ken. I appreciate it.
I'll text you his address right now.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, buddy.
You too.
Later,
Bye.
man.
Denny, I'm assuming that you don't mind if I text you.
No.
I text Ken your address.
Of course.
So he can send you free beer. Is that okay?
I'm
sorry.
Appreciate it.
Dr. Not Ken Foutch is going to send not beer to Denny because it's illegal.
It's illegal. Yeah, no.
So he's going to send
me
beer.
some glassware.
He'll send you some empty cans. How about that? Is that okay?
Yeah. For my wall.
Art.
Right
yes.
Here. Yeah.
Good idea.
It'll be wrapped clearly says not COVID vaccines.
Still gotta have my glasses on, I can't see anything.
Oh my God.
Can't
Well,
see
how
without
many-
his glasses.
How many beers? This is where we play. How many beers has Dan had when he has the glasses on? It's got to be
Well,
5 or
I think
6.
Dan had more. I think he had too much before we even started. So
That's
he was
the
already a
thing.
solid 4 in before he started. He was
It was the evolution.
Boy, Danny.
the de-evolution of Dan again.
Well,
anyways, Chris, you want to wrap it up here? You want
yeah,
to
Yes.
wrap it up.
it's definitely wrap up time. Look, Denny, I had a good guest.
Yes,
I told you.
did good.
I knew I could do it. He was supposed to be here last week or
You did good, son. You did
last
good.
episode, and he wasn't. But we'll see if we can get somebody like Dr. Joey Redner on for the next episode or something like that.
Bring him,
Dr.
Keith.
Not
Bring him,
Joey
Joel.
Redner?
I'm trying. No, he's an actual doctor. I mean, he's
Is
been
he
through
really?
the ringer, man. That guy, no, but I mean, he's been through the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
This guy, he's definitely a doctor of the
the
school. of hard
honorary
knocks at this point.
doctorate.
I mean, listen, when you get so you struggle and you create this brewery with some help from your dad, and then you're not doing too hot and things are going kind of okay, but then you stumble onto this, maybe stumble's the wrong word, but you get onto this highlight brand and this IPA thing and Jolly Ollie, right at the right time, at the right minute, and you milk it and stroke it. And then, by the way, the real genius, if I got to point out genius, the real genius is Hanapu Day, okay, which becomes like a national phenomenon with the stout that they're making. That's one of the first, double mashed. I'm guessing it was very thick compared to other beers, with the flavors, the vanilla, the chocolate, the cinnamon and the chili pepper, and everyone was going crazy for this shit, man. And he was milking the whole thing like he knew, and I'm saying milking like in a good way. He's a businessman and he saw it and he went for it and he nailed it. And then somebody came in and, oh my God, his story, Denny. Do you know this story? This is actually a public story. So
I don't know the story, but maybe we should save it for him.
No, but we can prep it for him, right? Because we can do it at the end of the show here. Listen, the teaser is that Joey hated Anheuser-Busch, and Anheuser-Busch had a literal offer on the table for him to buy his brewery out, and they let it expire. He was almost ready to say fuck it and just sell to Anheuser-Busch, and they let their shit expire. So the minute that expired, he went looking for other money, and that's where the Fireman Capital Group came from. So he didn't have to sell it to Anheuser-Busch.
Okay,
he was very happy about that decision. It helped him to I mean, dude, this guy's been, to me, he's just been making right move after right move after right move. I'll definitely let you know if he's a go, so you can study up a little bit, because he's he's got a very deep history back to didn't that, Kris, isn't this 08, 07? Didn't he start 06?
It was
one of those 3
somewhere around
years
there.
that Cigar City Brewing began, and it began very humbly. I want to say 08, because I feel like that sign always says not in Ybor City since 2008, right? Because the joke is that they were never in Ybor City. Everyone's like, hey, where you guys? When did you guys move from Ybor City?
2007.
You go to the bathroom. You can go to the bathroom. You can even speak it out loud, and I'll let you.
I don't want to. I thought
No,
we
you're
were
good.
closing up, but
Okay, we are and we're not. It's okay. Listen, this is how this show goes.
Founded in
Okay.
2007
Go to the
and
bathroom,
producing
bud.
beer
So,
in
okay,
Tampa
look.
since 2009.
2009.
2009.
And Denny feels bad stepping away. Like we don't care. Like go take 2 minutes. We can talk, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Tim, your audio's been ducking, by the way. I didn't want to tell you like the
Is
whole
it ducking?
episode, but yeah, it really was. Especially Dan was definitely
It's because
ducking.
I'm
The
not-
music's definitely ducking. You're not ducking. Yeah, I think you were just
Dan
able to
doesn't
talk
put the
over me.
mic in his mouth though. I have to keep moving it back to his face. I'm like, oh.
That might be the
All right,
problem.
so I'm going to finish this live stream here.
Go ahead.
Since we are still live. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining us
cheers.
on our live stream this
Thank you.
evening. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
I'm drinking the Jamaica ginger beer, man. He's from Kingston.
It's from
Kingston, Jamaica, man.
Rah. Okay. So
See, so now how come I could do that and people don't tell me I'm racist, but then when I do like an Indian accent, people tell me that I'm being racist.
Who
And my
told you
Indian
you were
accent
racist?
is
You
I've
are
had
racist,
oh
damn it.
my god. Well, especially my daughters. My daughters are so funny. They tell me that I cannot. This is so funny. I love this. So apparently, like when you're 13 now, you're really like liberal. Like you're liberal AF.
Yeah.
Like you are offended by everything. And they're cute about it, right? Because they're not really offended. They're just like their friends tell them they're supposed to be offended, so they're offended.
People who aren't offended for that though. Like
So I do like my Indian thing for them, and because so here's the story. Eva and Ella both, especially Eva, likes to walk around doing a British accent, and it's not very good. It's better than mine, which is not very good, and hers is also not very good. And then I start doing my Indian accent, which is much better, way better than her English accent, and way better than almost any other accent I have. And they tell me, that's racist. You can't do that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Denny, the joke comes because I was like, yeah, man, I'll see you later, man. Right. And I could do like a he's from Kingston, Jamaica, man. And no one tells me that's racist because that's not racist. That's how Jamaican people speak. And even though I didn't do a great rendition of it, you know who I'm speaking about. And I'm holding up a Jamaican product, but I can't do I can't pretend like I'm Babu.
Yeah, but do you really
I
think
can't believe his name is Babu, by
you
the way.
really think that it's racist if you just do a different accent on your different beers? It's completely ridiculous.
That's a white guy.
Or a head ducking and maybe that was fine. I don't know.
It's a white guy.
So I think specifically
British accent's a white. It's a white
it's
guy.
definitely
No
a
one's
white
gonna
guy,
tell
but
you
I
racist.
think specifically the kids, they're definitely
Yours is more Australian, eh?
It's seeped in there a little bit. It went
Uh,
down
it's
under a
very-
little.
This is where they all get conflated, right?
I
Because
know.
the New Zealand and the Australian are even different, but they're very similar.
But
and then
I
I start devolving
get-
into like some British, some Irish words, and
I have to get Dan home. I'm out of here. Later, guys.
okay.
Yeah,
later.
Dan's gone.
all right.
Yeah.
Dan's like sitting in the
All
car.
right,
Going, hey, come on! It's time to get back.
Love,
Yeah.
love, peace, and hair
There
grease.
yet? Are we there yet?
Bye,
Later,
buddy.
Hi, bud.
Yeah, we're out of here. Hey, guys.
All right,
Bye.
cheers.